Sorry for the slight delay there. For some reason, it seemed like Streamlabs was going to crash. I tried to switch and it just froze for a second, but we're good now, I guess. What's up? Tia, Vulcan, Pugs, Boot Hill. How's everybody doing? Shantae. Hope you're all having a good one today. Yeah, not much to say for this. We've still got the sponsorship thing. It's this way, sponsorship thing going. But I'm not gonna go into that again because that's, I've done it a million times at this point. And other than that, I did announce, if you guys missed it, I did announce I've got my new prints up and available on the shop. I think they are really cool. I'm really excited to have them to offer because they came out even better than I imagined. They're just, I don't know, they're just really nice looking. I kind of can't believe that they turned out the way they did with the lackluster description that I gave the artist. But if you want a chance at a free one, either on Twitter, Blue Sky, Reddit, or the whatever the actual MiHoYo app, Hoyoverse app thing is. If you find my posts on those, you comment below. One person in each of those threads will be getting a free print. So, look for those if you want a shot at a free print. But that's all I got for news. So, I think it's time we get going. Hatter, what's up? Welcome in. You are just in time. We're gonna start this stream off with some polls. Figure we'll go for some Bangbu polls first. Guess what? What? The apartment moving is going well? Is that it? Is that what? That's my guess. Picking up the keys tomorrow. Nice. Hopefully you can pick up the keys, get in there, and have a nice little rest, because moving is such a pain. It's the least fun. Genuinely, moving is like the thing I've hated the most in my entire life. I have nothing packed. Oof. Fun night ahead of you then. Yeah. Yeah, no, I hate packing. Packing sucks. Packing, moving, it's all the worst. What does this guy do? Fire. This guy's electric. Okay. We'll pull for one of these guys then. One of my friends just got the keys to their new house as well. This is the season for a fresh start. I removed before, but knowing how much stuff I have, it'll be difficult. I mean, it's horrible, man. It's the worst. But if you're moving at some point in the future and you want boxes, because a lot of places now you have to pay for boxes. The last time I moved, I went to bookstores like Half Price Books or Barnes and Noble, if you have those near you. And I also went to the liquor stores near me and asked them if they had any free boxes that they were gonna throw away or whatever. I got enough boxes from those two types of stores that I didn't have to buy any boxes on my last move. So that's a way to do it, because a lot of places now, like, they charge you for boxes. So that's a way you can potentially get some for free. Didn't know if we were going to get approved, so we had nothing packed or anything really for the place, so it'll be a little by little move in. That's fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't pack up unless I knew I was going to get the place either. Yo, we got him. Police brutality, bang boo. Hell yeah. It still cracks me up that they put this bang boo in the game and he literally like kicks down the door and fires the gun. It's like a joke bang boo somebody would have made up. That's so funny though. Almost enough for another one. All right. Well, we'll do 10 on this banner. Standard, why not? It's actually a good idea. I could take a few from my work. Business office of a car dealership. Ooh, yeah, that's probably a good idea too.
So, Kaku, reporting in. A pleasure to meet you.
All right, got a Sokaku that I'm not probably gonna use, but you know that's something. That's cool. What is this, streamer luck, and where can I get some? What do you mean streamer luck? These are just normal pulls. Wow, that texture is broken. Why is it so low res? What is that? I don't even know whose Wenjin that is. Is this just a default one? Characters with the anomaly specialty. Yeah, I guess it must just be a default one. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen it before, though. Alright. So, I am going to be pulling for Trigger because my electric team kind of sucks and Trigger actually seems pretty good. So, I will be pulling for her. Won the 50-50 for Trigger, but lost on her Wenjin. Well, you know, at least you got the character. That's the main thing. I don't even know if her Wenjin is like decent. What's it do? Aftershock hits an enemy, causing electric damage. Target's defense is reduced by 25%. Increases impact by 4%. Yeah, alright, that seems like it would be pretty good. Alright, here we go. Alright, a Lucy and a Billy. I think I've got them both maxed out already, but let's see what we get in this one. Ah, another one of Nicole's Wenjins. I don't know if I've maxed out her Wenjins or not. Either way. Alright, here we go. First, buy those. Then, buy... Yeah, I'll just buy all of them. I'm only ever gonna spend it on premium anyway. Funny how you brought up boxes. A friend of mine does stocking at Michael's, and he brought me about 24 boxes. That'll help for sure.
By my hand, this endless
Another Billy.
conflict shall meet
He's
its end.
maxed out, but nice to see him. Means I get another free pull out of it, so may end up with enough to do another one anyway. Two A's. Gonna assume it's gonna be another Billy and or Lucy. But we'll see. Oh, Andy's Wenjin.
An honored guest just
And Lucy.
arrived. Allow me, Lady Lucy, to
Yeah, that's
entertain you.
That's when I could tell the winds were changing in this capitalist hellscape we live in. When I went to Kohl's and I was like, hey, do you have any boxes that you're going to throw away? And they were like, we do, but you actually have to buy boxes from us because now we sell boxes because people would come in and ask for them. And I'm like, what a terrible, terrible thing. Hello, Benry. Saw your new print. It's nice. Love the shiny gold. Thank you, Roxas. Welcome in. Yeah, I was hoping it would turn out, to be cool, and it turned out cooler than I thought. So I was excited for it. I've arrived. Hello, David. Welcome in.
Back and chillax.
Nice. Got a Piper. All right. I think I might be just short. Yeah, and I don't have enough polychrome. Two pulls short. Alright. Well, that's something I will potentially earn by the end of this. But, alright, let's hop in to... I figured we'd do these events that are going on and then hop into that story mode. If we don't figure out what that ghost really is, Mr. Client's interest could be in big trouble. What's wrong? Oh, Great Spirit, please don't eat me. Oh, my apologies. It's just Master Proxy. I was thinking about VR experiences. A gentleman client of mine said that he recently participated in an event launched by HIA, but during the experience he saw a ghost. It's a kind of white ghost that you can't attack or interact with, but would suddenly appear in a corner of the combat scene to startle you. The customer's now so scared that he doesn't dare to enter the club anymore. What should I do about this? Why don't we go check it out? I'm mostly playing my Xenoblade Definitive Edition. Nice. Yo, how about that Nintendo Direct simultaneously, like, the hypest games coming out? Like, that Donkey Kong one looks sick. Kirby Air Riders. I mean, it looks crazy good. Combined with some of the worst pricing shit I've seen in a long time. Not happy about that. Not particularly thrilled. But it is what it is, I guess. Especially, like, the fact that they're charging extra for physical copies is fucking garbage. Especially when it's like, you're paying extra for physical copies that you then still have to download the game for. Like, I don't know. I hate it. Hate that part. Feel bad how much I tried to change my order to make it healthy to a Thai restaurant. It's probably fine. They're probably alright with it. What's up, Master Dwarf? Enjoy the lurk. So excited for Kirby, Mario Kart Rhythm Haven, and Tomodachi Life. Yeah, I mean, like, the games they showed off, I'm really excited for. Enter the Gungeon 2 is also going to be sick, but I'm going to probably get that on PC. Wait, what? Yeah, if you haven't looked into all the pricing stuff and the shenanigans with the Switch 2, probably a good thing to check out, because I'm, I'm not super happy with the way they've priced some things. It's not ideal. Okay, yeah, that part is ass. It is somewhat. I know the 450. I think 450 makes sense. Yeah, the console itself doesn't seem overpriced. That I'm okay with. The games, not a big fan that they would go to $70. but I understand that's the way the industry's trending. I really don't like that they were like, you know what? Everybody loves Mario Kart. We know they're going to buy it. Let's make that one an extra $10, even though there's no real reason for it. Because we know people will buy it. You know? Like $80 fucking for Mario Kart, dude. It's ridiculous. You know? $80 is easily like $100 for me. Yeah. It's super expensive. It's insane. Yeah, did you not see? It was like, if you want a physical copy of Mario Kart 2, or not Mario Kart 2, for Mario Kart for the Switch 2, it's like it's going to be like $80. Which is insane. Especially because it's not even like you get the cart and then it works. It's like you get the cartridge and then it's essentially just a key that downloads the game to your Switch. So you're not even really getting anything from it. Like, I don't know. It's I'm not a fan of that. Nintendo low-key punishing me for mod chipping my Switch. I mean, they're punishing everyone for essentially no reason. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Also, now that I've done most of the legwork on that sponsorship, I'm going to throw that off to the side a little bit so it's not as in the way. So it's not even a space saver? Yeah, not really. Like, I think it'll probably have some of the game on it, but it's basically like, it's just a way for them to eventually ensure everybody's doing digital only, which sucks. Nintendo games are great, but unfortunately company policy regarding pricing pushing people away. I mean, I'd like to think that they'll see that everybody's gonna be pissed about it and, you know, reverse it, but I feel like they're probably looking at it and they're like, well, this amount of people will buy the games no matter how expensive they are, so we can lose some people as long as we keep these people, you know? I don't know. I'm not a fan of that, but we'll see. I'll probably still end up getting one, because that's how it always is with Nintendo. I always end up getting Nintendo and a PC, so. So would it be possible to ask Master Proxy to go to the club with me? If you're with me, I'm sure I can overcome my fear. No problem. Alright, what are we doing? Welcome to the Hollow Investigative Association Career Club. Let me introduce our new event, Virtual World Battle Storm. Sounds like a Fortnite thing. It's definitely going to be more expensive in the first 2 years of the console. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be more expensive, but I don't think it'll drop that much afterwards anyway. Nintendo barely ever drops the prices of their shit. I mean, even now, if you want to buy, like, Super Smash Bros. For Switch, you're going to be paying $60. What's up, crony? Enjoy the lurk? Something special. I guess our new event has indeed brought a different battle experience to users. Yes, I want to experience Battle Storm. What? Here you can see the relevant information. Okay. When aftershock damage is dealt, all squad members' attack is increased by 40%. So I assume this is just a thing to let you, like, try out the...
I am the Eye of Obel.
Yeah.
Numbers
So,
for intel?
I gotta be
Or
honest,
hiring
I
me for a
tried
job?
playing as Pulchra the other day, just, like, to see what she's like. I don't like her that much. Like, she has guns, but she doesn't even really use them, you know? I don't know. I didn't
I've
love
got your back.
playing
Number
as
zero.
her,
My
but
loyalty
I'll
lies
try
with
this
the
out because I
winner.
think I should for this. Even trying to buy a 3DS game pre-owned is like $40. Yeah. Sony's absolutely fuming Nintendo's getting an exclusive FromSoft title. Yeah, isn't it going to be like... I didn't look into it that much, but it's that blood something thing, right? Like Dawn Blood or whatever. Didn't somebody say it was like... it was going to be an online-only multiplayer game or something? There's something about it that I thought was weird for a FromSoft game. Welcome back, Pugs, with the food. Gotta get Switch 2 for Smash. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what they're gonna do with the next Smash, but I always get Smash. That is a day one absolute buy. I don't know what they're gonna do after the last one though. It's hard to go from like, here's literally every character ever to anything less than that, you know.
More chaos. Mind the blind spot.
I don't like playing as like anyone in this squad except for Trigger. Which, to be fair, maybe I just need to give Pulchra more of a chance, but...
Stay focused. Show no mercy. A perfect conduit. Hit the core.
She's like a 4-star Nekomata. Yeah, I think that's my problem. I thought she was gonna use, like, her guns, but she just kind of doesn't, you know?
Time to pin them down.
Also, did you see ZZZ's April Fool's post? No, I didn't. What did they do? Haven't really pulled since Miyabi, honestly. Still waiting for S-Rank Ben. Yeah. You and me both, buddy. Me too, kid. Me too. Some nice Incredibles for you. Sakurai's Energy was on Air Ride 2. Yeah, I am very excited for that. My friends and I played Kirby Air Ride all the time. I just hope they got the, whatever you call it, the city run thing. City trial. Because without that, I mean, it's not even going to be worth buying, you know?
Number 0.
Like, it'll still probably be good, but, like, the city trial was the best part of that game for sure. That was the whole... I would say that was, like, the most unique part of that game, and without it, it would have just been a less good version of, like, Mario Kart, you know? Feels so crap to have bought the Switch last Black Friday, only for Switch 2 to release just about 6 months later. Yeah, that is a bummer. Oh yeah, the only thing I know, Pro controller for Switch 2 is the same price as the games. Yeah, those controllers are crazy, but at least you can still use your Switch 1 controllers on the Switch 2, including the Joy-Cons. Though honestly, I'll probably sell my Joy-Cons to put towards the console anyway, because, like, you can't snap the Joy-Cons onto the new one, and if that were the case, then, like, how do you charge them, you know? Unless you just keep your original one. Never played the first? Oh, dude, you gotta play the first. It's incredible. Get an emulator going. See if there's any kind of exchange I can do on release. Gonna keep an eye out for such news. Usually GameStop will have a deal like that, where it's like, you know, It's like, oh, turn in the last console for like 15% extra towards this one or whatever. All right, I'm gonna look at that that Zenless thing that you were just talking about. Oh, was it? It was the Bang Boo that looks like the Xbox. I did see that. Yeah, that legitimately, that Xbox Bang Boo is like dripped out. Dude looks incredible. I'm gonna try and sell my Animal Crossing Switch for it. Hope someone still wants one of them. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to work through some of the games I've beaten on my, or I need to beat on my Switch, so that way when Switch 2's coming out, I can just like sell the games, the Joy-Cons I don't need, the actual system. I can just put it all towards the Switch 2 and hopefully get it without having to put too much of my own money into it.
Down strategy. A little gift. Over now. Flip a switch.
I will say this is a good team for doing extra damage
The target's weary.
all the time.
Recalibrating.
The fact that just like off screen they're just always fucking shit up.
Quick shot. Who's the boss now? Take this! You're in my sight.
Loyalty.
That Xbox would sell like hotcakes just for having a mask out like that if they had them. It would certainly be a good idea for some physical merch. Recall, is this game actually available on the Xbox yet, or is it still
Thanks for
forthcoming?
mercy. Scratch that. Too late.
Flip a switch.
Don't hesitate. Sniper's Creed. One shot, one kill. Let's play a little.
Mind the voltage.
This is going nuts. I think my computer might be having a slightly difficult time dealing with all of the characters coming on screen at
Adjusting
once.
for wind.
Have another. Right on cue. A little gift.
Xbox replied like, "Do it, pussy, you won't."
The target's weary.
This prey is mine.
I mean, that is a thing. Like a lot of companies now just like to do April Fool's jokes that are like, "Wouldn't it be crazy if we made this?" And then when people are like, "I would buy that," they're like, "All right, well, we already assumed you would, so we started making it." You know? The only time I feel like that wasn't the active plan was when Yakuza did their April Fool's one to make it a turn-based RPG, and then everyone was like, "Oh shit, that looks cool, do that." And they were like, "Oh, okay, I guess we'll do that."
Save your strength, Envy. Recalibrating.
Girl, you weren't even
Adjusting
close.
for wind.
Down strategy.
Show no mercy. The target's weary.
And when my hands and knees screaming, crying, and throwing up for that Twilight Princess remake. I would love it. That's my favorite Zelda.
It's not over. Keep fighting. Time to pin them down.
Off balance.
You're in my sights. Target locked. Recalibrating.
Right on cue. Right over.
What am I supposed to be doing? I just complete it quickly.
Sniper's Creed. One shot, one kill.
A perfect conduit. Loyalty.
Close one. Japanese chocolate company named Ghana's April Fool's joke was chocolate flavored toothpaste. Ew. I don't think I would enjoy that. Although I will say there was a toothpaste I had once when I was little that I remember being really good. It was like an orange vanilla flavored toothpaste. And I looked around for it when I remembered it existed, and it doesn't seem like anybody makes it or anything like it anymore. So that's a bummer. But yeah, I don't think chocolate would go well with a toothpaste. Breakfast time for Vulcan. Alrighty, enjoy the breakfast. Hyrule Warriors 3. Yeah, I don't know about that. I like Hyrule Warriors, I like Warriors style games, but after playing whatever the Hyrule Warriors like Tears of the Kingdom thing was, I was kind of, I don't know, I didn't like it as much. I don't know. I liked the original Hyrule Warriors just because, like, it was cool seeing all those characters interacting and whatever, but, like, Age of Calamity, I don't know. I didn't care that much about the story. What? Press RT for a single shot. Otherwise, rapid fire will be triggered. Hold RT for rapid fire. Press X to refill. So this is literally just the Resident Evil like gun game in Resident Evil 4. I want more. It's my favorite Warriors game for gameplay. I think my favorite Warriors game was the One Piece one. One Piece Pirate Warriors. Am I supposed to aim? Press LT to distant. Oh, that consumes 5 bullets. That would explain it. And it is like, you gotta hit the little thing in the middle. This is a cool mini-game kind of mode. Beat it before Tears of the Kingdom. Or Breath of the Wild, and we'll beat it before Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. I still need to play Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't played it yet. New gameplay mechanic. Time to reinstall ZZZ. For what, like the 5th time? It's pretty cool. I like this. It's I mean, I always liked the one in Resident Evil, so what? Ah, they didn't keep going. Don't harm the hostage.
Thanks a lot.
Yo, Nazarat, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Just realized that ZZZ factions are generally playing off pop culture tropes hard outside of Bellabog. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, Bellabog has kind of the whole, like, trigger anime sort of thing going. Borrow my cartridge next week. Oh, I have it. I have the game. I just haven't played it yet. Hello, Dancer Gal. Yeah, this is a new event, and I agree. It's very cool. Whoa. Alright, we're just gonna have to open fire. This one is definitely easier than... What? Definitely easier than the Resident Evil version, though. Which isn't the worst thing, because the Resident Evil version annoyed the shit out of me sometimes. Fake gamer. For what? Getting it perfect? What the hell are you talking about? Alright. And now this is the harder version, I guess. Also, shout out to this music in the background. Nice chill beat. Say hello to my little friend. I've actually never seen Scarface, but that's on my list. It's on my list of classic movies I need to watch. What? That one didn't count? I wonder if this will be enough to get me what I need for those last few pulls. This seems like it would be hard as shit on a phone. Oh, there was a hostage. I couldn't see them. Well, I hope they're not too mad at me for killing that hostage. Whoop. Thought that one would, you know, go up or around or something. But it didn't even, like, fold down. It just disappeared straight up. The Apple App Store had a promotional post for their top 3 favorite ZZZ Ultimates, and Ben's was on the list. Oh, that's cool. It's good to know. Because I know, like, you know, people like Ben in general, but, like, I know gameplay-wise there were a lot of people who didn't really vibe with his style of gameplay and how slow he is, you know. So yeah, that's cool. You killed all the ethereals, but you shot somebody in the face. A-. Well, it was just like, you know, Will Smith in Men in Black when he shoots the little kid or whatever, and he's like, nah, it was a fake, you know? That's what I was doing. I knew that person was there. I just also knew they were, you know, they were actually an ethereal in disguise. Oops. Alright, we got enough for one more pull. Let's try it. No S rank.
An honored guest just arrived.
All right.
Allow me, Lady
Another
Lucy, to
Lucy.
entertain you.
And another Billy, perhaps? Or another one of Corin's Wengeance. Alright. Well, that's going to be all the pulls for now. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to manage to get another 20 pulls by the end of this stream, but I will do my best to unlock her.
Spending money always feels so good.
Yo, David, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Very much appreciated. 3 months, quarter of a year. It's crazy. We're coming up pretty quick on my streamer anniversary, you know? You're at Soft Pity, keep going. I don't got no polychrome. We're gonna start the story. Because next stream, I do have a guest coming. So we're We're not going to be playing this, and I want to get through it today. This is a story that took place in the past, a story of a rookie proxy named Phaethon who meets a young lady at the crossroads of fate. Why do we feel the story's getting better? I mean, I think, you know, I think they're just finally, like, settling into the stories they want to tell, instead of, like, introducing stuff. Wise, we've been on 6th Street for a while now. How many Internet commissions have we taken these past few days? We haven't received many commissions yet. I see. It's okay. We're starting our proxy business and video store business from scratch. It'll take time. I've been busy managing the store, so thanks for handling the Internet side of things, Wise. Living together in this cozy little home is already much better than our life right after leaving the academy. As long as we gradually build our reputation, we'll eventually have a chance to uncover clues about the fall of the old capital. Wise, let's take it slow. Yeah, but I still want to take on some commissions. I knew you'd say that, but this worry will be solved soon. Actually, I saw how hard you've been working to find commissions, so these past few days, I've also been searching on Internet for an intelligence broker who can find commissions for us. If we can establish a long-term partnership with such a professional intelligence broker, we won't have to worry about getting commissions in the future. Don't I deserve a little praise? And today, I've arranged to meet him at the store. He should be here soon. That must be him. Wise, let's go and talk to him. Maybe the first commission we work on with him will give us a totally awesome surprise. Okay. As the front door is opened, a man in a suit walks in. This guy. Yeah, what happened to this guy? He's just not around anymore. Wise, let me introduce you to this professional intelligence broker I found on Internet. Nice to meet you both. You can call me Shepard. I'm glad you two chose to work with me. By the way, are you just starting out in this line of work? We just started, but business hasn't been... I understand. It's normal for rookie proxies like you two to have a hard time finding commissions. But please, don't worry. As an intelligence broker, I exist precisely for people like you. Let me check my notes. Your name is Phaethon, right? What kind of commissions do you usually specialize in? What an energetic response. These days, many young proxies lack the energy you have. That being said, combat-related commissions might be a bit tricky, right? You two don't seem like fighters, and hiring combat personnel can be expensive for new proxies. To be honest, I'm not sure I feel comfortable assigning you anything dangerous. Well, we'll find a way to handle it. You'll soon see our abilities in action through the actual commission. The actual commission, huh? Well, then I happen to have a recently issued commission that could serve as the perfect starting point for our partnership. I believe this commission is of the perfect difficulty to assess your abilities. If you're interested, let me explain the details. Shall we move to a more convenient place to talk? It's not suitable to talk about this at the counter, so you move to a small room with Shepard to discuss things in detail.
Our first assignment together is a missing person commission. There's no need for combat or venturing into any hollows, so it's completely safe. Honestly, I can't think of a better way to test your skills.
With all due respect to the client, the proxy's role is to guide people through the hollows. Is it worth hiring a proxy for a commission that doesn't even involve going into one?
Don't get me
That's a
wrong,
fair
I'm
point.
definitely not trying to pass this off on you. Your ability to navigate the hollow is unquestionable. That's what makes a proxy a proxy. But this role involves more than just that, and this commission is a perfect opportunity to demonstrate those other skills. To be honest, the client barely gave us anything to work with, just pieces of info. That's why this is a perfect chance to show off your skills in gathering intel, spotting details, and negotiating. All the makings of a top-tier proxy.
All right, you've sold me.
Wait, so this
Let's
is
see
a
what we're dealing
flashback?
with.
Yeah, it's, I don't know how long ago it would have been. Well, I guess it would have been, like, way back at the start of the story then, because, or, it might be before that, actually. I don't know. It's farther back than it would seem. I'm also going to move this down here, I think. That way it won't be in the way. I thought we never met Trigger. I also thought that. I don't know. It's weird. Shepard nods in satisfaction and pulls out 3 items from his pocket. A harmonica, a sheet of music, and an old photo. Well, I suppose that would explain it. A somewhat aged photograph, though the image remains fairly clear. A blonde young woman with her eyes covered leans against a wall. For some reason, her silhouette seems so fragile, as if she might shatter into pieces at any moment, filled with such profound sadness.
The client has only provided us with these
All
3
right.
clues. All we know is that the woman in the photo is your target.
Wait, just a photo? That's barely a clue. No name? No background? Not even her usual haunts? And what's up with the harmonica and the sheet music?
The client doesn't seem to have any more info, though it's possible they just don't want to share. But the client did mention if you get stuck, you should try playing the sheet music with the harmonica.
We're just playing Ocarina of Time now? Play the Song of Storms and summon her. Be funny. He's like, word on the street is, everybody thinks she has a fat ass, and very much would like to hit that. I don't know, maybe look around online, see if you can find anything. This is when they first opened the video store. Yeah. I don't know, do we know how long it was from when they opened it to the start of the actual game?
Well then, I'll leave this commission in your capable hands. Keep me in the loop if you make any breakthroughs. Just ping me on Knock Knock.
Finding someone with just a photo and a melody. That's like searching for a needle in a haystack. Got any ideas, Wise?
Bro, I'm at a conundrum. Triggers fat ass or I wait for next agent to pull. I don't know. It's a tough one. I think the next agent's gonna be Vivian. That, like, vampire girl. Personally, I'm pulling for Trigger because I need a better... I need a better electric team, and I think Trigger might help with that. So, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm all about the ass, so for me, if I were choosing between the two, I would go for Trigger, regardless of meta, you know?
Maybe we should check Port Elpis. Women with their eyes covered aren't exactly that common.
But who knows?
Remember when we visited the sea a while back? I think we saw someone who fit that description.
Who knows, you know? Maybe we just have to hold out until there's an agent with an even fatter ass. It seems to be the way things are going. You're based. Based on what? I'll try for Trigger just so she can vibe with Soldier 11. That's a good reason too, yeah. Hugo has a similar ass. That's possible. I don't swing that way, so I honestly didn't notice whether or not Hugo's got a nice ass. I can't imagine that's the case though. He would look crazy if he had Trigger's ass in those thin pants he has.
Remember? You were in a bad mood, so we went to the sea to clear our heads. We even bought some fries, but you got distracted by a woman passing by with her eyes covered, and the seagull took the fries right out of your hand.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I remember. She did look a lot like the woman in the photo. And I was just curious, all right? She stood out. How was I supposed to know the seagulls there were so aggressive?
Thought you weren't a gooner. I'm not, but I am still like a human man. Listen, the way they animated Trigger was so aggressive. Like, I tried not to mention it on stream, but when they had me playing as her, it was impossible not to notice every single step. It was like an earthquake, man. It's nuts.
Anyway, it's an unexpected lead. Let's check out the port and see if we can dig anything up.
Like, there's not being a gooner, and then there's being completely blind. The same way that, like, I'm not attracted to men, but if they had a character with a giant dick bulge, I'd probably be like, wow, they really put a lot of work into that, you know? Speaking of, where's the equality? When are we gonna get a giant dick bulge for the ladies? We need someone with a Dio-style codpiece. Lighter half-naked skin when. Pugs, dream big. Why go for half-naked when you could have full naked? That's the new double S-rank lighter. Wise, we're here. Now let's find this guy. However, we saw that girl a week ago, and I don't know if she's actually the person we're looking for. Even if she is, it's who knows whether she's still at the port now or not. Full skin on display. Oh no, the goon egg is here. It is funny. This is how the conversation always turns whenever Egg's around. It's all right though. It's healthy every once in a while. You can't hold it in all the time. It's bad for you. All right, since we don't have any other leads, we might as well. I'll try hacking into the cameras here to check if she's been around recently. As for you, Wise, take the photo and ask the locals and passersby. Though to be fair, it also gets very, very goonish when Pugs is around, because everything gets very lighter focused. Our good Christian stream went down the toilet. That it did. It didn't even take that long. Me? What, do you see another Pugs in here? Welcome to Tater King. Our fries and hot dog combo's a hot seller. Would you like to give it a try? Sure, actually, that sounds pretty bomb. Oh, I remember seeing this girl before. Maybe once every 1 or 2 months? I'll see her wandering around this area. But I've never spoken to her, and she doesn't seem to interact with anyone around here, so I don't really know much about her background. Wasn't there a Pugs 2? There was. Yes. It was Pugs Are Cool 31 or something. But you're the one who goons for lighter, so... By the way, would you like some fries? The seagulls have been too active recently. Will they leave a negative impact on the sales of our fries? Yeah, don't feed them. Jesus. Of course you're getting swarmed if you're feeding them the fries. This feels like the Captain Marvel for ZZZ, a big flashback while shit's already hit the fan. It is kind of like that, yeah. Question is, will we get a Far From Home? I hope they don't do any kind of multiverse stuff with this. I got real sick of it for a while there. Not that Far From Home... Well, I guess Far From Home had some of that in it, right? Or no, I'm thinking of No Way Home. Far From Home was when he was in, like, Italy or whatever. Yeah, it would be cool to see, it'd be cool to see one of the other cities that's left, or locales, I guess, if cities don't exist anymore. Just as you're about to try opening the door leading to the top of the lighthouse, an old man appears behind you. Nothing personnel, kid. Hey, what do you think you're doing? This lighthouse is currently off limits. No one's allowed to enter. Alright, well, his name's McDunn, so he's probably Scottish. I don't have a good Scottish accent, though. If I hadn't shown up, you would have just gone straight in, wouldn't you? This lighthouse hasn't been properly maintained for years. If something happened to you, who would take responsibility? Besides, what do you need to go up to the lighthouse for? Mysterio pretended to be from another universe, but he was lying. Right, that's what it was. Which is so funny because, like, he made that up, and then as it turned out, he could have totally been telling the truth that he was from a different place. Let me see. This girl does have a rather memorable appearance, but I don't remember seeing her before. Is that Sue? I usually keep to around the lighthouse. If she was on the dock's walkway, I definitely wouldn't have seen her. If you're looking for her, I suggest checking around there. At the very least, I haven't seen this girl near the lighthouse. Alright, thanks. I could have also gone for the Willem Dafoe lighthouse thing, you know, where he's like, yes, 'tis bad luck killing a seabird. This room upstairs. Someone must be living here, right? Complete silence. Who? Whom? Let me see. Door opens slightly. Carefully hand the photo over, and within 3 seconds, the person returns it. Disappear. In the end, everyone will disappear, including me. Jesus. Just found someone being, like, in the middle of their crisis in there. I don't know if the light just flashed or what just happened, but... Again, cool. Our boy Anton got to voice MCU Mysterio. Yeah, no, I would love to be a part of a Marvel thing someday. That would be a dream come true.
I've got nothing. How about
Hey,
you, Wise?
this isn't a visual novel. No, it is not. No, the news story for this came out, and since it's going to be a while before streaming, well, we've got like 2 more streams left before Shantae comes to visit, and then I won't be streaming for the 2 weeks. So we're doing this first, and then we'll probably do the visual novel Monday. Didn't actually watch it, didn't watch much of... What Henry for Moon Knight. I would love to be Moon Knight in something. That would be awesome. I would also be totally cool with being Ghost Rider or the Kane version of the Scarlet Spider. I think would be really cool.
Looks like this isn't something that can be solved with a quick trip to the port. But since we're here, how about we try playing the harmonica? I'm not sure what good it'll do, but if it doesn't work, we'll just buy some fries and head back home.
What up, Yannix? Welcome in. And welcome back, Hatter. Yeah, it's probably unrealistic, because I don't have the agents who are getting those big sort of auditions, but if I could be Ghost Rider in Marvel Rivals, that would be really cool. That would get me to actually play the game. Because I'm sure he'll be in there at some point, but I doubt I'll ever get to see the audition for it. So the first episode of Season 1 and the Ultron stuff. Yeah, What If went down a really weird path, because it was like... I mean, the whole point of What If is it's supposed to be like, you know... Do you explore all these different little vignettes of the Marvel Universe? And, like, that was cool. That sounded really fun and interesting. But then they just made it more multiverse stuff, and I was like, come on, man. Watching a replay of Switch 2 announcement stream along with a lot of goodies along the ride. Nice, we were talking about the Switch 2 stuff. I am partially very excited and partially kind of bummed about it, because the pricing is ridiculous.
I agree. Playing the harmonica and buying fries, both are officially your job now.
I guess there's no saying no to you. Fine. But just so you know, I'm not good at it. so don't blame me if it sounds terrible.
What if Wise starts playing and he's doing like this crazy like blues harmonica like I mean, it's not bluesy. A little less like blues rock and more kind of like cowboy sad blues. Not bad. I mean, that's better than I would have expected. It's better than I could do. Kirby Air Riders. Yeah, that's the one I'm the most excited for if there's a city trial. If there's not, then I don't know. They'll have to do something crazy to make me really excited for it if there's no city trial. But I can't imagine there wouldn't be one. It was pretty accurate. Whatever, you think it sounded good at least. The music continues for half a minute.
That was pretty painful. And it didn't do a thing. Let's just grab some fries and call it a day.
Fuck you, Belle. You try and do better.
Excuse me. Were you the ones playing the harmonica just now?
Well, there
Sorry
she
for
is.
my brother making a bit of a ruckus. We'll just... Wait. You're...
Yo, what up, Ryuzviel? Or Ryuzviel? Whichever way you pronounce it. Welcome in.
You're the person in the photo. When did you... I didn't even hear any footsteps.
My apologies. Moving quietly is second nature to me. I didn't mean to startle you. If I may ask, where did you learn that melody?
So, yeah, I guess they knew Trigger for quite a while. Which is weird. Belle shoots you a questioning glance. The blindfolded woman from the photo actually appeared. What an unexpected surprise. But now what?
Actually, we're proxies. The song was given to us by our client. We didn't expect it to help us find you. Our client is looking for you, you see. Why don't we discuss the details somewhere else?
I see. Please lead the way. I'd also like to meet this client of
Another
yours.
Soldier 76. She is very Soldier 76-like.
Why don't we head back to the store?
Okay, let's go check in with Shepard. Oh, I almost forgot. Your name is...
My real name. I haven't used that in a long time, but I do have a code name. You can call me Charon.
It's the weirdest way to pronounce that. Charon. Always heard it as Chiron or Chiron. But I don't know.
Miss Charon, I've already contacted the information broker who issued the commission. Once he gets here, it shouldn't be long before you can meet the client. Feel free to have a seat on the couch.
Wait,
I'll
her
grab you
real
something
name
to
is
drink.
Trigger? Yeah, her parents really locked her into her career early. With a name like that, you're pretty much gonna be a soldier.
Thank you, but please, don't mind me. By the way, the second row from the top on your TV wall, third unit from the left, it has a connection issue. You might want to check it out when you have time.
Yeah, even crazier that Soldier 11's real name is Soldier 11. It's crazy. I was looking for something to watch and remembered you're streaming. Welcome in, Clypha. Cast Chiron Grill. The woman great. The man great.
Let me see.
Rest in
You're right.
peace, Norm.
How did you pick up on that? I thought there was some lag lately.
I rely on my hearing. I lost most of my vision in an accident. I can just about make out the outlines of my surroundings. To move around like an average citizen, I've trained my other senses to be extremely sharp.
She really is just Daredevil. If Daredevil used guns.
I heard a faint buzzing sound. By moving around the room and noticing the change in sound, I was able to pinpoint the location of the faulty TV.
Sorry. I hope my question didn't seem rude.
No need to apologize. Vision isn't the only way to perceive the world. As proxies, you two should know that better than most. Anything that can be seen with your eyes can never be considered a secret.
A subtle silence fills the room. It's clear you each have secrets you don't want to share with others, and there's an unspoken understanding between you. As the silence is on the brink of becoming awkward, a knock sounds at the door from outside the shop.
It's me again! You two found the target already? Wow, Phaethon, you guys are incredible. If you're always this fast, you could take on anything.
Their whole squad is weird, man. It's like, my name is Trigger, but my secret code name is Karen. And also, we have the head of everything, whose name is Twiggy. Like, it's super weird.
I didn't expect things to move so quickly either, but it's nothing, really. By the way, didn't the client come with you? Kieran here would like to meet them.
I like that Shepard's kind of doing like a casual Joker cosplay.
Where to start? It's great that you were able to find the woman in the photo, but there's a new problem.
Like when you go to Disney and you dress like kind of in character, you know? But you're not allowed to wear a costume, so you have to fake it a little bit. Is that Yuri? This is Shepard.
I can't get in touch with the client anymore. There's been no reply from his Knock Knock account since yesterday. I brushed it off at first, but there's still no reply today. Just when I thought he might have skipped town, his account suddenly sent me a location, the edge of a hollow. Who sends something like that in normal circumstances?
From the edge of a hollow? That seems strange. And with no other word from the client.
Either way, I'll keep trying to reach the client. I hope he's alright. Let's stay in touch for now. We won't be wrapping up this commission for a while.
Sorry, but I overheard your conversation. Could you share that location with me? If I investigate the hollow, I might pick up some clues.
You're Miss Charon? No offense, but the hollow isn't somewhere just anyone can waltz into. Without a carrot or combat personnel, it's a death trap. You should wait.
I like that this guy is like, I don't know if you can handle it, sweetie. And it's like, look at her. She's literally like a techno-future soldier. Sort of sounds like Yuri Lowenthal. Yeah, I don't really hear it. I don't think it sounds much like him.
I'm a soldier. I served
just
with
got
the
kind of
Air
a high
Defense Force
voice a
under the
little
Crystal
bit.
Barrel Division. Even after retiring, I've made countless trips into the hollow. You can trust in my combat skills. The heart rates of you and the two proxies here seem to have just spiked. Don't worry. My military days are far behind me. I have no current ties with them.
But I would also say it's unlikely Yuri Lowenthal would be doing this. He's been very outspoken about the strike. I believe he's a union member. And if he were to break the first rule of the union, it would probably be for a much bigger character.
As for getting into the hollow, proxies, can I request your
So that's
assistance?
usually how it goes.
I don't know anyone else who could guide
When a
me.
union person goes non-union for a job when they're not supposed to, it's usually for a character who's big enough that it's worth the risk. This guy wouldn't be probably worth it to him. Should have been you. Yeah, I don't know. I've been lucky enough to play some of the other NPCs in the game, so I'm not complaining.
I'll pay the commission fee as best I can.
But the first rule of the
If you don't
union
want
was
to be
don't
involved,
talk about the
that's
union.
fine. I'll think of something.
I mean, that would make things simpler for all the social media stuff that's been happening.
We're just as eager to find the client. After all, no client, no payment. Besides, if we said no, you'd still head into the hollow alone, wouldn't you?
What are we talking about? I don't really know, to be honest. We're talking about all sorts of stuff. What's up, Minion? Welcome in. We'll see if Yuri Lowenthal decides to come back for Dainsleif and Genshin. Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing, like, you know. It's like, technically, a lot of the people in Genshin should never have been recording for it in the first place. But when you don't get punished for it, and it can potentially give you lots of extra money through con appearances and stuff like that, some of the union people tend to break the rules a little bit, you know?
How did you know?
So I was right. You remind me of how Belle and I used to be. So fixated on finding someone that nothing else mattered, not even your own safety. Well, since Miss Caron wants to investigate,
God,
I'm willing
man.
to act as the proxy for no additional fee.
I clipped my nails
Just leave it to us, Shepard.
the other day, and they're being super annoying.
I see. That works for me. With the client still unreachable, my hands are tied. Please, look into the hollow.
It's the one thing
And
I'll
be
say
careful.
about rock climbing. If you like having nice, soft hands that aren't always, like, falling to pieces, rock climbing is a bad thing for you to do.
I'm really sorry for troubling you both. Finding this client is very important to me, so I may have acted a bit out of line just now.
Don't worry about it. Seeing how determined you are to find this person, we can't just sit back and do nothing. Let's work together to find them.
Okie doke. Proxy, may I call you that? Thank you, Proxy, for accepting my request. This is probably your first time taking on a commission in the Hollow that might involve combat. I'll use my Bangbu to enter the Hollow. Yeah, so, like, how do they have this technology? Because everybody that hears about it is like, wait, how do you do that? That's crazy. Gonna try to play more of the stories so your stream doesn't spoil. BRB. Alright. Enjoy, Clypha. Hopefully see you soon. Yeah, this is like one of those things with like Marvel comics and stuff like that where it's like, you know, Peter Parker constantly broke, but also he's smart enough to invent so many things that could be instantly $1 million projects to sell to people. Like, super weird. They're like, yeah, I need, you know, I need the money. I have to work at this job and whatever, but it's like, you could just sell this equipment you have or whatever.
So sleepy.
Isn't this what the other Genshin
Thanks a
VAs and
lot.
even outside of it ganging up on the new dude? Isn't this what the other Genshin VAs? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a whole mess, to be honest. I think both sides of it
We
are
fighting?
in the wrong
Hit
at this
me.
point. There's been a lot of stuff that I think should have been done better on either side of it. Hello, I just got this new character completely by accident, didn't even spend a dime. Nice. I have not gotten it yet, but
Hey, don't
I do want Trigger.
I've got your back.
Alright, this is gonna be kind of a weird thing here, but we're gonna go for the triple here. Siblings got it from the White Star Institution made by their teacher. Remember when the mayor talked about the sibling eyes? Yeah, I know their eyes are weird and like that, but I don't know, I just don't see
Miss
how that
Caroline,
would be like,
I need some time to calculate the hollow route.
you know, that would lead to them being able to like integrate it with their computer and stuff.
Please wait up.
Like,
Leave
see
this to me,
what I'm
Proxy.
talking about? Like,
Actually,
I
I've been to this
am not
hollow
even
before
trying to
for
take notice of it, but
reasons.
look at how they
I still
animated
remember
her.
the
This
way forward
is
clear as day.
so insane. Can you imagine trying to walk around and your ass is just moving independently of everything like this? It would be, you couldn't do anything.
Calculating a path doesn't take that long.
It's insane.
Recalibrating. It'd be more efficient to retrace a path I've already walked. Please come with me, Proxy.
Defies the laws of physics. It really does. It's insane. It's getting ready to storm here.
Path ahead.
I can tell it's gonna be a big one because I can hear the thunder from down here.
I wasn't here too long ago. In one moment, Proxy, I might have misremembered. I just need to think.
Didn't even want her, still wait, just wanted
Sure you're well aware
Canby,
that
but I
hollows
missed my
undergo periodic
chance.
spatial distortions and
Well, they'll
reconstruction.
probably rerun Canby at some point.
A work site is just like a
They've
battle.
rerun most of the other characters by this point,
That's why
right?
each time we enter, we need the most up-to-date carrot.
There's a Wuthering Waves character who has anti-gravity boobs. That just seems to come with the territory of modern gacha.
Copy. Sorry for being so presumptuous.
I was
Proxy.
wondering if this was going to be a
I
decent
got ahead
team
of
setup,
myself
but
and
it
made
seems
things
like it's
difficult
working
for
pretty
you.
well. The devs love their jiggle. That they do, and their fan base loves them for it.
By the way,
I think I forgot to say, thank you, Twit Gamer fan, for the follow. Very much appreciated. Welcome in. Oh,
Is it because of your exceptional
Open,
hearing and
open.
tactile senses?
Recalibrating. That's one part of it. In fact,
Ow.
my eyes gained some unique abilities as they changed. I can't see most things clearly, but I'm able to detect the etheric fluctuations of nearby humans, ethereals, and other objects. Combat.
Looks like it's time to pull for Trigger in their light cone. Yeah, we were pulling for Trigger earlier. We didn't manage to get her yet. But,
Spending money always feels so
we'll
good.
see. We'll see if we can make it happen. Vulcan, thank you for the tier 1 sub. 9 months. The baby, the first stream baby has been born. Congratulations, Vulcan. You are now a father. How does it feel? Thank you very much. And there's a Kirby racing game coming up on Switch too, and I'm like, Mario Kart has competition. Could be wrong though, because if it's not racing, it could be something else. No, it's definitely racing. If you didn't play the original Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube, yeah, it's a kart racer. It's really good, really fun. I would suggest playing it on like a Dolphin emulator if you can. Super fun. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. A man and a woman lie collapsed on the ground with the unmistakable smell of blood emanating from them. You see bullet holes on their bodies. No signs of breathing. Their heartbeats and pulses are completely gone. These two are dead. Cause of death appears to be severe blood loss from long-range gunshot wounds. Trigger's gonna be like, wait a minute. I shot them. Thankfully, I got Juyu in their light cone first run, so not too much to pull. Yeah, I'm pulling for Trigger just because I need a better electric team, and I think she'll be good for that. Time of death probably within the last 1 to 2 hours. This isn't just a case of losing contact with our client. Someone's been killing people in this hollow. Though I don't sense the killer nearby right now, there's still a chance they're active somewhere in the hollow. Proxy, don't stray from my side. I'll keep you safe. I really want to take their bodies out of the hollow, but without knowing the killer's whereabouts, moving them would be too risky. Proxy, mark these coordinates. Once we confirm the area is safe, we'll come back to retrieve their bodies. Shouldn't you leave that to somebody else, though? Like, This is a crime scene. You shouldn't be touching the bodies and moving them and stuff. Call the police. I'm sorry, the ground must be cold. May you rest in peace.
What could have happened? Who did this?
Given the depth of the wound and the caliber of the bullet, the killer was...
The surrounding ether levels have increased significantly. What's going on? Hold on. Let me find what's causing the ether level increase. Up ahead, there are multiple devices leaking ether non-stop.
I'll pierce right through. Those are high-pressure ether storage tanks.
Feeling more
But
relevant
with
now.
highly concentrated ether.
I would say so.
As soon as the valve is opened, the ether will flow out at a fixed rate.
Try this.
The target's weary.
Going the extra mile!
Not trying ether concentrations will make the nearby
What a weird
more
thing
active.
for a soldier to
Cause
say.
more to show up.
The target is
Alpha
weary.
target locked.
Charon, it'll be dangerous if we keep moving forward.
Shooting instructions. Okay, so this is what we just did basically. What am I just supposed to shoot these? All right.
All high-pressure ether tanks have been disabled. We can keep moving.
Proxy, there are 4 people over here. They're all still alive. I'm not detecting any ether fluctuations from any other life forms nearby.
They're still survivors. Charon, can you check their condition?
Confirmed. 1 is seriously injured. A bullet pierced their lung. The other 3? No internal injuries, just a few minor wounds. They're all unconscious.
Bro, if you got shot in the lung in the hollow, you're probably dead. Like, I'm sorry, but even if you got shot, like, next to an ambulance, you're probably gonna have a rough time trying to survive that.
The one with severe wounds. His etheric fluctuations are nearly completely gone. He's beyond saving.
Who are you? Help me. It hurts. So cold. I don't want to die.
Trigger leans down and she's just like, hey, I'm sorry, but you are gonna die. So please stay quiet while we try to figure out who did this, okay?
Is there nothing else we can do? If we contact a hospital and get him out of the hollow right away...
His internal organs are ruptured. He'll bleed out long before we can get him out. No rescue team can beat the clock when life fades this fast.
It's so funny that he's just standing there looking over at her while she's saying this. Like, I know he's laying on the ground in the lore. He's like laying there being like, help me, I'm gonna die. But like, it looks like he's standing there looking over at her like, help, I don't want to die. And she's like, there's nothing we can do. He's gonna die. And he's just looking at her like, what the fuck? Like, I'm right here.
Am I dying? I just want to go home.
You could at least put him out of his misery. If he's gonna die, just pop him. Charon doesn't respond. She sits beside the dying man, pulls out a harmonica, and begins to play a soft, familiar melody. The tune echoes throughout the hollow, heavy with the scent of blood. It's the song recorded on the client's sheet music. As the harmonica's gentle notes fill the air, the dying man stops groaning, simply listening until his eyes close forever. I guess it's not the worst instrument to listen to as you die. It's not bad. Imagine if it were like bagpipes. No, just activating my harmonica powers takes years off my life.
I'm fine, don't worry about me. As I mentioned before, these eyes of mine have their
Imagine
uses.
if it was a kazoo.
But they bring just as much inconvenience. The rejection reaction you saw just now was one of them.
Yeah, playing taps on the kazoo, just like...
Staring into death. It's not something I handle well.
My head. Where am I?
Moved.
Who are you people?
I'd be moved too, because I would move to a different location.
I remember now. There was a madman, a lunatic who tied me up and dragged me into the hollow. You're not.
I'm not the lunatic you're talking about. Can you stand? There are 2 more unconscious survivors here. If you can, help us carry one of them. Let's get out of here together.
Leave?
Triggering the harmonica.
Leave this place? What about that lunatic who shot at me from the shadows?
Yeah, where's Trigger's alternate costume where instead of a gun, she just pulls out a harmonica and deals damage that way?
Looks like the person behind this has already left. Charon, let's get the survivors out of here. Follow me.
All right. Exhausted and unable to carry any more bodies, you record the coordinates of a few of the corpses. Once this is all over, you should make sure to report them anonymously to the public security. With Charon, you keep your guard up alongside the 3 survivors, eventually arriving at the abandoned metro entrance in front of Ballet Twins Road. Proxy, let's take a short break here. The area around the Ballet Twins has been abandoned due to the Hollow disaster, and no one's likely to be around. It's both secluded and safe, making it a perfect place for a conversation. Yes, I know. They just escaped from a killer, so we need to check on their injuries and mental well-being. Unfortunately, I don't think so. After they woke up and saw me, they didn't have any particular reaction. If they were the ones who assigned the commission to find me, they should have recognized me to some extent. Proxy, I'll keep watch around here and be on the lookout for the perpetrator trying to track us or attempting to ambush us. Could you please have a brief conversation with the 3 survivors? I think they might have information on the perpetrator. And to be honest, I think they might... No, it's probably just my imagination. Let me know if you guys can hear the thunder, because it's pretty crazy. And I guess also, if the stream cuts out in the middle, probably the power went out, or the internet, or something. Take a deep breath. If your emotions get too intense, the wound might reopen. I don't think that's how wounds work, to be honest. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. The fear that someone's still trying to shoot me, it just won't go away. Wise walks up and he's like, BANG! Nah, I'm just kidding. What's up? I'm Wise. I'm okay. Did you save us? I'm just about holding up, more or less recovered from the shock. I remember you. You were looking for someone around Port Elpis, weren't you? How embarrassing. I never thought we'd meet again like this. My name's Zoe. Aaron. Just call me Aaron. Feeling nauseous again? Managed to hold it in. Did you want to ask us something? Yeah, could you try not to throw up on my shoes? For me, you know, I was sightseeing at Port Elpis earlier. After that, I was on my way back home, driving along a deserted road when I seemed to hit something, so I got out of the car to check. Just a few seconds after I got out of the car, someone hit me from behind and knocked me out. Still have a bump on the back of my head. You can feel it. I mean, I don't need to feel the back of your head. You're a complete stranger. Let me take a look. There really is a bump on the back of your head. As for me, I was sitting at home with my friend when someone pried open the lock and tampered with our food or water or something. I don't know what they did exactly, but shortly after we ate, we both passed out. What if they both just, like, ate so much that they got really sleepy and thought that somebody did something to their food, but it was actually they were just like, just fell asleep. Were we the only 3 rescued from the Hollow? Did you see another woman? I don't have any more questions, because I don't care about them, really. Anyway, thank you and your companion. If it weren't for your arrival, I don't think the perpetrator would have let us leave so easily. Why are we being targeted? I can't take this anymore. Blech. Oh, you threw up down my pants. Disgusting. I'm gonna have to burn these. I like that his title isn't Gentleman, it's Gentleman. Thank goodness. I can't believe it. I'm still alive and out of the Hollow. Oh, me? I'm Jesse. I'm so grateful you were there to save me. When that maniac was chasing me and sniping at me, I really thought I was done for. Sniping at you, you say? Go ahead and ask, though I really don't want to remember what just happened. You did save my life. I was tricked. I received an anonymous message telling me there was a big job I could do, asking me to meet in an alley on 6th Street. Bro, if anybody ever says, meet me in the alley, it's probably a good sign that you should not do whatever they want you to do. Like, meet me at the coffee shop or something. I'm not meeting you in an alley. I just arrived at the agreed spot and was waiting when someone hit me from behind and knocked me out. When I woke up, I was already in that hollow and my hands and feet were tied. Alrighty. Is that all you wanted to ask? Well, anyway, thank you. If you had come any later, I think all 3 of us would have been killed. After a brief check on the 3 survivors, you share what you've learned.
Thank you all for assisting me, even though I'm a stranger. You've given me valuable information.
It's the least we can do after you saved our lives. If there's anything else you want to ask, go right ahead.
I do have some questions left to ask. Before that, could the 3 of you introduce yourselves? I'd like to see if there's a pattern to how the killer chose their targets.
Yes, I'm Zoe, her name is Chloe, and my name is Joey. She's like, I see the pattern.
I'll go first. My name's Zoe. I used to be a soldier in the defense force, but now I'm just working a regular desk job at a private company. Don't let that fool you, though. I've earned my stripes.
I'm Jesse, currently working as an internet information broker. I'm still pretty new at it, though, so I can't think of any reason someone would target me.
My turn? I'm Erin. I was also in the defense force, but now I'm unemployed. Actually, I have a question for you all.
Are you hiring? Because I need a job.
Did you see my friend when you were in the Hollow? She's about my height, with shoulder-length blonde hair and a mole under her eye. We were kidnapped together, but I can't find her anywhere now.
So, you have a friend who looks exactly like you, but blonde?
If I'm not mistaken, we didn't come across anyone like that in the Hollow, among both the survivors or the bodies.
It's all right. I'll keep looking. I hope she's okay. We were always inseparable. We even planned to visit Scott Outpost together for Remembrance Day. I never thought something like this would happen.
Remembrance Day? What's that?
As the name suggests, it's a day organized by the Defense Force for the families of deceased soldiers and veterans. People gather to mourn their loved ones who died in the fall of the old capital, and find comfort in each other's company.
So it's basically Memorial Day.
I didn't know the Defense Force did that. Huh. Maybe I should go check it out.
If I can't find her anywhere else, I'll head to Remembrance Day alone. Maybe she'll show up there.
I wonder if they do hot dogs
also a member of the Defense Force?
and burgers on that day, like we do here.
Yes, she and I were in the same squad. Obsidian Division's Cartes Squad.
Ah, yes, the Cartes Squad.
This sounds like a series of murders targeting the Defense Force. But then, Jesse wasn't with the Defense Force.
No, you're probably not far off. Jesse claims to have been up front, but he neglected to mention he was once part of the Defense Force. Right, Jesse?
Oh shit.
Well, that's...
Jesse, you're a fucking liar. We're gonna kill you for that.
I just don't like bringing up my past in the Defense Force. It's not like I'm trying to hide it. They're just memories from my time there that I'd...
It's not like I'm trying to hide it. I just didn't want to show it or tell anyone about it.
I was part of Obsidian Division's Noct Squad. That's the absolute truth.
I was also in the Obsidian Division, Impera Squad. I don't know who those who died in the Hollow were, but it seems the killer really is targeting members of the Defense Force.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, during the fall of the old capital, didn't our 3 squads work together on a mission outside Hollow Zero?
We did? I don't really remember.
We did? I don't really remember working ever.
I have a vague memory of it, but there were so many people on the mission, I don't remember your faces.
Thank you all for the information. I'm starting to see a pattern in the killer's choice of targets. But there's something else I need to ask. I came to this hollow because
were you
someone
good
I'm
at your
searching
job,
for sent me its
or
location.
were you shit?
And that person was likely being held by the killer as well. Did you happen to see anyone else?
The 3 survivors exchanged confused glances before shaking their heads at Charon.
You're not giving us much to go on. At least tell us what kind of person you're looking for. Male or female, what they look like. Can't offer much help without that.
Buddy, you weren't even willing to tell us the truth when we were asking you about something. Don't go making me feel bad.
Sorry,
'Cause you're
I
an
don't have much
asshole.
else to share. Even so, if any of you remember anything else that may be useful, please let me know. This is very important to me.
You don't even know who they are, yet you're so determined to find them. Is it really going to be an issue if you can't find this person?
Oh my god, these people suck. You just saved their lives. You saved them from, like, an assassin, and they're all like, ugh, why do you even want to find this person, you fucking idiot? Give up.
Maybe. I've been searching for
No,
someone
man, just
for a long time.
Fuck off. Help me or
It
not.
might be the key to achieving my goal.
I see. Whatever happens, I hope you find them. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thank you. But please, prioritize your own safety. If the killer is targeting former Defense Force members, there's a good chance they'll come after you again. Stay vigilant.
Of course. Once I've checked out Remembrance Day, I'm locking myself in my room and throwing away the key.
Your turn to random play with Charon. Even after questioning those 3 survivors, it seems the clues we've gathered are still not enough. Our goal is to find the missing client. Right now, we only know that he was likely kidnapped by the perpetrator, but we have no idea who the perpetrator is or where they went. I think the other proxy's right. The information the 3 survivors provided is limited. With our current information, it's hard to deduce where we should go next. But we still got something out of it. At least we now know some characteristics of the perpetrator. A sadistic sniper with a grudge against the Defense Force. They're meticulous in planning, avoid open confrontations, and are obsessed with committing crimes in the Hollow. With these characteristics and the Hollow coordinates, we might be able to deduce the general area where the perpetrator operates, as well as a potential base where they might have placed the kidnapped victims. If I were them, I'd be like, hey, I don't know about you, but do you find it suspicious that we just met a sniper and now we're looking for a sniper? I don't know. Yes, and while we're narrowing down the search, the perpetrator might continue committing more crimes. Charon seems somewhat agitated. The lack of clues plunges you all into silence. Just as you're about to accept reality and start organizing the current clues to narrow down the search, the door to the video store suddenly opens. Someone's here. Wise, I think it's Shepard. He's at the counter. The intelligence broker might have something important to tell us. Proxy, let's talk to him first. I mean, what are the chances it's the same sniper? Surely not likely. Yeah, well, you know what they say. Criminals never return to the scene of the crime, so it can't be her.
Phaethon, you've already been to the Hollow and made it back safely?
Did you run all the way here? Do you need a moment? We've already been to the Hollow, but unfortunately, we haven't found the client yet.
I'm fine. Did you find any clues there?
There were traces left behind. Signs of a kidnapping. It's very likely the client was involved.
That's right. It seems the client was kidnapped, taken into the Hollow, and later moved again. We're still looking for more clues. So, what made you rush over to the store?
Well, just take a look for yourself.
Well, just take a look for yourself.
I checked a map of New Eridu. This spot, it's another Hollow entrance.
We were just stressing over a lack of leads, and now one conveniently falls into our laps? Something about this feels off.
Yeah, that's the thought you should have.
You're sure it's just a disappearance for now, and nothing more serious has happened, right? If that's the case, the situation is still manageable. No matter how shaky the clue is, let's keep investigating.
Bro, there are dead people. If somebody disappeared, they're probably dead. I don't think it's just a disappearance.
Just be careful. Any casualties, and this will become something beyond our control. At that point, stop the commission and contact me. I'll bring in some professional Hollow experts to deal with the situation.
It's not a bad idea. Shepard hurries out again. You turn to Charon, who seems unsettled, as she held back the full truth from Shepard to avoid having the search handed off to someone else.
Thank you for not revealing what really happened to that information
Yo,
broker.
Kanzi, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Thank you.
Don't mention it, but why keep secrets? From a practical standpoint, wouldn't calling for backup have been the safer move?
Yeah,
the killer
probably.
is a sniper who has no qualms about taking lives. Judging by the victim's injuries, it's clear they know how to deal a fatal blow and how to inflict pain without causing death.
I mean, I feel like they killed all of the people that they shot, and I don't know that anyone who was shot survived, so...
Most Hollow Raiders lack experience dealing with snipers. If they encounter the killer, it's likely to end in a difficult fight, or worse, casualties. And besides...
Yeah, don't call a Hollow Raider, call the police, call the military, call somebody.
Asking for help from others would only delay the search. The client is at risk right now, so I think we should follow the clues and enter the Hollow as soon as possible to ensure their safety.
I may have kept it from Shepard, but I have to admit, it's too dangerous. That location message seems cagey. It could be a trap to lure us in.
I understand, I really do. But what if we're late and something happens to the client?
I thought
Why
the
is
lights
client
on
so
her
important to you,
visor...
Charon? Would you be willing to tell us? Are you so set on finding them because they're connected to the person you've been looking for?
I thought the lights on her visor corresponded to certain emotions, but now it's seeming like they're random. Because I thought the pink was like, you know, like her blushing kind of thing, but this doesn't make sense for that.
The client's true identity might be the very person I've been looking for. And if not, they most certainly have some vital information. Since leaving the military, I've spent years searching for my missing teammates. They were more than just comrades who trusted me with their lives. To me, someone raised as an orphan, they were family. I've scoured countless hollows and every corner of New Eridu to find them, but I've never found a single lead. Until I met you and heard that melody on the harmonica. It's called Homecoming. My squad leader composed it. Only our squad knew it. And yet that client of yours
It's
not
called
only knows the
Spider-Man
song,
Homecoming.
but also gave you the sheet music. Please, Proxy. This client is the only lead I have left.
Is this
I'm
gonna
certain my
be
teammates are still alive.
Anby?
If this trail
in the
goes
end,
cold,
or
I don't know when I'll get another chance to reunite with them.
if they're still alive, could there really be no trace of them after all these years? Belle's gaze towards you seems to convey such a question. But then, thinking about how you're also searching for your teacher, it doesn't seem all that hard to understand.
I understand how anxious you must be right now. We can help you, but we really need to be careful this time.
Thank you, Proxy. I feel much better knowing I have your support. You can trust me. I'll protect you if the killer is really waiting for us in the Hollow. We'll make it out in one piece.
Okie doke. Round 2.
I am the Eye of Obel.
I'm here. How can I help? Wanna see?
I've got your...
I am the Eye of Ireland. Her leggings are cool though. If I could get like a
Looks like there's something here.
slightly
Is this
less tight
a communicator?
pair of pants that had that pattern on them, that would be cool. I don't want anything this tight though. This would be like, I mean, this is like a straight jacket for your legs.
Proxy, look at this. A communicator left right at the Hollow's entrance.
Why is there a communicator here? It doesn't look like it was left behind randomly.
There's hardly any dust on its surface, which means it was only placed here recently. It looks like someone wants us to use it.
Oh, such decisiveness. Following random location info without even thinking twice. I'm glad, Sniper of Liar Squad.
Liar Squad, more like Liar Squad, with like an I and an A, you know? Get it? Yeah, it's a good one. Anyway.
Liar Squad? What's that? More importantly, who are you?
Sniper. Or should I say Charon now? Haven't you shared your past with our dear Proxy? If introductions aren't your strong suit, I'd be happy to show you
Is this
how.
gonna be Twiggy again?
You can call me Grim Vulture, the one behind this string of murders. You see, I've been working my way down a list, crossing off names. And now, Charon of Liar Squad, your name is next.
Looks like you've done your homework on me. Just because my presence interfered with your plan, you've decided to take me out for good?
Yeah. I don't know why you're surprised by that. Just because I'm going to stop you from sniping people, you're going to try to snipe me?
I thought you were just going to be
How
another
rude.
obstacle in my way. And now, with you in my sights, this must be some kind of destiny.
I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'm looking for someone. Given that you're waiting at the Hollow entrance they shared, I'm guessing you have them. If you hand them over, perhaps we can make a deal.
Charon suddenly dodges to the side, raises her gun, and fires, using her body to shield Eos. In the next instant, a bullet flies past her and hits the ground. Her shot flew off into the distance, and there's only one thing that's for certain. It didn't hit Grim Vulture. Man, these writing parts are getting a little rough with the grammar. Also, it's so stupid of her to shield Eos, who's literally just a robot. Like, don't take a bullet for the robot. Wise specifically said, like, no, we'll just go in the bang boo, and then we don't have to worry about getting hurt.
So your version of making a deal is stalling for time to locate me and lining up your shot? Can't say I'm surprised. After all, that's exactly what I plan to do too. You seem to have rather unique eyes, but you'll never get the chance to hit me. After all, no one's better at counter-sniping than me.
Seems talking won't resolve this, but I'm not averse to using force.
Well, good thing I'm not counter-sniping, I'm just regular sniping.
Now Now that's the spirit. If you're looking for someone, why not search the hollow for clues? Providing you can survive both my attacks and those of the ethereals, of course. Oh, and I've prepared a little gift for all your trouble. I hope you still have that determined look on your face after seeing it.
That is definitely the look of pure determination. Just a little half smile.
Yeah.
Watch out for Grim Vulture taking shots from afar.
Whoa.
Recalibrating. That was easy.
Is there anything we can do?
Ether vision activate.
Where is she? She's up on there, right? She's up on the water tower. Let me just shoot her now. I think I can see her up there. Man.
Yeah. I found a box.
A rather creepy box. It's giving off an unsettling stench. I don't know what that means. A blood-stained, tattered military cap carelessly crumpled and stuffed in the corner of the box. Though the owner's identity remains unknown, the message it conveys can only mean one thing. Death. Charon reaches out and picks up the military cap from the box, her fingers tracing its shape. Her lips tremble. I'm okay, Proxy. If my sense of touch isn't deceiving me, this appears to be the outfit my former teammate wore, or a replica of it. So this is the surprise Grim Vulture mentioned. I see now. Let's keep moving, Proxy. Charon goes silent. Yet as she chambers another round, you can sense her hands trembling slightly while her grip grows even stronger.
You still remember what's inside the box, right? Your loyal teammate's cap, the one Stick always wore. Curious as to how he died? I'll tell you. He took his own life. Well, it wasn't much different from being offed by ethereals.
You're in my sights.
The work side of
Ethereals had almost completely taken over his body. He was being corrupted, covered in ether crystals. His core was almost fully formed.
I'll take it.
He didn't want to become an ethereal, so he raised the cannon to his ooze.
Another high-pressure ether tank.
I found a secure sniping position.
We did it, Proxy. Let's keep moving.
The second box emanates an ominous aura. That unsettling stench seems to warn you that its contents, just like the previous box, will give you an absolutely wretched experience. There we go. Charon's breathing grows heavy. She stands still for several seconds, seemingly trying to control her emotional turmoil. Finally, she opens the box. A pair of blood-stained, tattered military gloves lie twisted in the center of the box. It's clear that whoever placed them here hadn't just tossed them in carelessly. They'd been deliberately arranged with malicious intent. Charon picks up the gloves, once again feeling their contours and icy touch. Her lips turn pale. Just as I thought, these are from one of my squad mates too. Let's keep moving, Proxy. Following this route should lead us to Grim Vulture's hideout. I'm fine. Charon picks up her weapon again, but there's an unmistakable tremor of unease in her voice.
Acheron's favorite gloves. It wasn't easy getting my hands on them.
Adjusting for wind.
As expected of such a famous, beautiful commander, even the gloves are stylish. Such a pity. Don't you think that's a shame, little sniper?
No trespassing on the job site!
Oh, such beautiful hands. They could no longer hold the sun. Cereal's gnawed off her arm. It's part of her left as well. She still has the backbone. She stood tall, even in death.
I'm cruising now.
Just as I said, she died from multiple diseases. Even the most beautiful flower will wither without protection, won't it?
End of the line!
I'll pierce right.
You should have worn a hard hat!
Playing with Police Trigger.
Do you think I'm telling the
She's
truth
pretty
or a
fun.
lie this time?
I'm pulling for her because I think she'll be a good
How long do you
addition to
intend to keep
my
up this game of cat and mouse?
electric team. But yeah, she's pretty fun.
I'll
How are
be
you doing,
coming to your
Aqua?
hideout soon. Wipe that smile off your face and wait. Wait and see what I'm going to do.
Better buckle up.
You're in my sight.
Good reaction.
She said urine.
Hurry up then.
There's still a third box. You grab Charon's hand, trying to stop her from opening it, but she lifts the box's lid almost mechanically. The third box contains a blood-stained corner of clothing and a severely damaged piece of engineering equipment also stained with blood. Charon picks them up, her trembling fingers feeling their shapes. She doesn't speak, neither about the plans for pursuing Grim Vulture, nor about which of her companions these items belong to. Until the communicator in her hands rings again with Grim Vulture's voice.
Congratulations!
Good, I found a weird
You
team
found the
comp of
third
Trigger,
box.
Miyabi, Harumasa.
Inside is...
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, right. A piece of
Honestly,
white
Miyabi's
fabric
strong
from
enough she can work with
Papyrus's
just about
clothes,
anybody.
And some damaged engineering gear stained with Leafy's blood. There weren't enough boxes, so I had to cram them together. They're just a medic and an engineer, not exactly combat material, right? Surely you're not mad, are you?
Charon's face turns deathly pale. She silently picks up the bloodied items from the box, her spirit visibly shaken by the weight of these ominous relics.
That's enough. Using her squadmates who are like family to mentally torture her. How much longer are you planning on doing this?
Wise, I don't know if you got this, but this is probably not a good person we're talking to on the other end, and you're probably just going to make them even happier that they're doing this with that kind of reaction. You need to build a better electro and ice team. My fire team's good enough, but I'm having trouble with deadly assault. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I need to build out my ice team. Well, my ice team's good. I need to strengthen them all more. I need to fully build them all. My electro team currently is not good at all. That does need to be better. That's why I'm going for Trigger.
Oh dear, did I go too far? My sincerest apologies. It's just watching you plunge headfirst into my trap was so entertaining. I may have gotten a bit carried away, you know? Relax. The person you're looking for isn't here, and those are just fakes. I didn't actually take them from her comrades. Her comrades are long since corpses in the hollow, after all. How could I possibly have gotten hold of their clothes?
A surge of rage threatens to drown all thought. Just as you're about to retort, a crisp gunshot rings out. Karen's shot is clean and decisive, carrying an unmistakable intent to kill. But from the response on the other end of the communicator, it seems she missed her target.
Oh, a decisive strike to be sure. But as I've already said, your awareness, sight, and experience mean nothing in front of a more skilled sniper.
Saw someone post a triple Trigger 10 pull on Reddit. Wish I had that kind of luck. Yeah, that would be nice. I have never gotten a multi-S rank before.
I didn't expect to kill you so easily. There was a subtle change in your ether fluctuations the moment I fired. That was all I needed. You knowing my past makes me feel sick. But after seeing that you're just a coward who feels fear from another's killing intent, it doesn't bother me as much anymore.
Coward, you say? How fascinating. You were little more than a hollow shell before. But now that you've bared your teeth, you've started looking somewhat respectable.
You were little more than a ghost in the shell.
I know your composure is nothing more than a facade. You've never truly faced the weight of your comrade's deaths, have you?
Only got double S
I bet your
pulls for
mind
the
is now
Bang Boo
filled
banner.
with their dying screams.
Well, I mean, it's something at least. What's up, Kanzi? Welcome in.
We both believe her squad is still alive. You can stop with the lies. Why are you so fixated on Charon? Just because she used to serve
Thought I
in the
was
defense
lucky.
force?
Got an
She has
S
nothing
rank
to do
pull
with
in
your
my
target.
first and only 10 pull this week. Praying I get trigger, but I got my first Rena copy. I think I've only gotten a double S pull from Bang Boo also.
Nothing to do with it. Then why don't you go ask her about it? What surprises me more is you actually believe her teammates are still alive. Don't tell me she dragged you into all this danger without telling you anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got what, like 20, 28 pulls until I hit the guaranteed S rank. So, hopefully that'll be trigger. If not, then...
Shut up.
If she won't tell you, I will. Those so-called alive squad mates of hers went missing during the fall of the old capital. I'm sure you know exactly what that means. When the old capital fell, countless Defense Force soldiers were either killed by ethereals or became them. The surviving soldiers, struggling to defend themselves, never had the opportunity to carry their comrades' bodies out of Hollow Zero.
I was so lucky for that Rena pull too. I was like 80 away from guaranteed S. Well, you know, that's still lucky. Because, from that perspective, you're pretty much still just as far away from the guaranteed S rank. You just got a bonus S rank.
Obviously, her squad mates, the members of Liar Squad, were among the dead. But since their bodies were never found, she insists they're still alive. Even going as far as to deceive her own proxy.
Exactly, but my Rena's level 22 with
It's
no investment.
laughable.
Fair enough.
I didn't lie to the proxy. They're alive. I have proof. Someone like you could never understand.
I could never understand? Huh. You think it's hard to understand your childish thought process? If you really have solid proof, why not tell me? Come on, let's hear it!
My eyes. I lost nearly 90% of my vision during the fall of the old capital. But in return, I gained the ability to see what others can't. Every second of every day for years, I've seen my squad mates. Not as fleeting shadows, but vivid and lifelike. They've never disappeared. They're alive, waiting for me to find them. Why else would I have been given these eyes?
I mean, Trigger, you probably just kind of lost your eyesight. I wouldn't say this is a sign of anything.
That's your proof? Did you hear that? Proxy hiding in the bamboo. She spent years chasing after people who couldn't possibly exist, all because of some ghostly visions. You'd rather believe those visions of your teammates are real-time projections than accept that they're dead. What if I told you the way I described their deaths before was the absolute truth? Will you finally face reality? Or will you keep fooling yourself, believing in ghosts?
I don't know who this person is or what they
Because that's how you
what
survive.
they want with Karen / Trigger. 'Cause like, this feels like way too much work to go through for just like being a serial killer who wants to kill somebody.
I'm not lying to myself. I really
want to find your squad mates who have been missing for years and were officially declared dead? You couldn't protect them when the old capital fell, and now you're just making up stories to fool yourself. To give yourself some so-called reason to go on, to latch on to any stupid excuse. You're just a selfish, naive coward who did nothing and couldn't do anything when your comrades were dying!
Charon stands there, speechless. Grim Vulture's relentless verbal assault has clearly struck home. The little color that had briefly returned to her face drains away, leaving her visibly shaken, unable to muster a single word in rebuttal.
Giving up already? At least you've got a shred of dignity left. Nothing disgusts me more than a useless hypocrite. Enough of this. Time to die, coward.
Charon is not a coward. Someone who enters the Hollows despite the condition of their eyes is anything but a coward. At the very least, she's far braver than a criminal like you, who hides in the shadows, enjoys torturing others, and is constantly in fear of being caught.
Proxy,
Your proxy sure has a way with words. I won't waste any more of my breath. Just die already.
I've completed analysis of the surrounding fissures. Charon, snap out of it. We can use that fissure to escape.
Fissures? When did you... Still trying to play tricks.
With no hope of a counterattack, you practically drag Charon, turning to run towards the fissure that had escaped Grim Vulture's notice. Just as the bullet is about to strike, you manage to escape through the fissure. Alrighty. Cool. You escape from the hollow and return to the video store, bringing along Charon, who's lost all will to fight. She seems more traumatized than you imagined, repeatedly touching her eyes, silent and distant.
Charon? Do you want some hot cocoa? I'm sure you're exhausted after such a tough fight. You should get some rest.
She's like, Cocoa? No, bring me some fucking whiskey. Pass me the vodka.
Thanks, but I'm fine.
Don't listen to Grim Vulture. They'd say anything to get under your skin. Once we start doubting the truth, we've fallen into their trap.
No, Proxy. I think Grim Vulture has a point. Maybe it's all just in my head. The things Grim Vulture left. When I touched them, I was reminded of the day the old capital fell. I felt the same sensation when I touched an injured comrade. I tried to shake off that feeling, but the truth is, I can't stop thinking about the possibility that all my squad mates are dead.
Would you be willing to share more? What really happened on the day the old capital fell with you and the Liar Squad?
That day, in the first hour Hollow Zero started expanding. Defense Force HQ thought it was just a normal Hollow disaster, and thought they could suppress it with a standard amount of troops. Liar Squad was among the first troops sent there. Before we left, our superiors promised reinforcements would be on the way to support us in combat, so we didn't need to worry too much about facing the Ethereals. But soon after we began the mission, we realized things weren't going to go like we thought. The Ethereals came at us like an endless tide. The Hollow expanded beyond control, and more importantly, the reinforcements never came. The Defense Force troops outside the Hollow soon realized this was no ordinary disaster. Hollow Zero was devouring Eridu at horrifying speed. The reinforcement plan was called off, and the promised troops retreated. Honestly, even if they had come to help, it wouldn't have changed anything. I watched as members of the advanced force around me died one after another, or were corrupted into ethereals. Our squad slowly lost the strength to maintain formation. I was a weak point in our formation. An ether shot fired by an ethereal hit my eyes, corrupting them. Because of that and several other wounds, I shortly lost consciousness. I'm not sure how long I was out, but just before losing my vision, I briefly regained consciousness. The last thing my eyes saw was my squad mate standing in front of me. Looking back, when I woke up again, I was already back at base. The higher-ups detonated the Shiryu pillars, and finally managed to bring Hollow Zero under control. I don't know who rescued me from the Hollow, but none of my squad mates had made it out.
Is it just me or did she say Shiryu? Also, this looks like the apocalypse, or the eclipse from Berserk.
For some reason, the image of my squad mates being the last thing I saw has stayed in my mind. It must be some kind of sign. A sign that they're still alive. Don't you think?
I think you've been traumatized, and now you can't, like, forget it.
They must have continued fighting after I fell unconscious, eventually getting lost in some hollow and losing contact with the main force, left to wander between the various hollows of New Eridu. That must have been what happened, right?
Trigger, even if that's true, what would they have been eating for all this time? Like, you can't survive in a hollow forever. You still have to have, like, human stuff, like food, water, and sleep.
The Defense Force? Civilians? No one believes me. So I decided to find them myself. The reason behind these eyes. It's got to be to guide me to finding them still alive. Am I wrong, Proxy? Are these eyes pointless? I knew that's what you thought. Interpreting what my eyes see as proof my squad mates are still alive is just wishful thinking.
Oh no, cue up my brother.
But if they're really gone, why would I have been given these eyes, which bring nothing but pain?
I mean, lady, I'm sorry to tell you, you just had something shitty happen to you, and that sucks, but like, that's kinda it.
If they're truly no longer alive, how can I apologize to them in person? Tell them I'm sorry. Sorry for being so weak. Sorry that I failed to protect them. Their faces are all so blurry. I can't see their expressions. I can't even bear to look at them. If their final look at me was filled with resentment and disappointment, I wouldn't know how to handle it.
Let's hold her hand. 'Cause I don't know how you would wipe her tears away with that mask on.
Charon, listen to me. Even if everyone else thinks you're wrong, Belle and I will always stand by your resolve to find your squad mates. You don't need to make any justifications. Because someone close to us is missing too. And we desperately hope she's still alive. Even if the whole world doesn't understand, we will never give up.
Wise pulls out like a pipe cleaner to get under the mask.
But I also think being consumed by this obsession, unable to move forward, that's not what those who matter to us would want.
That's right. Charon, you're a very kind person. Maybe that's why you feel responsible for protecting everyone, and regret when you can't do enough. But you don't have to carry it all on your own.
Yeah, you can trust us to have your back. We're certain that Grim Vulture hasn't killed the client yet. As long as we have a lead, there's still hope, and we'll be your support.
Why are you sure of that, though? Like, he's like, we're certain that Grim Vulture hasn't killed the client yet. Why? She seems exactly like the kind of person to kill the client, and then when you get there, be like, ha ha ha, I killed the client 3 days ago, you're too late.
Your will and determination shouldn't be dismissed. No matter how things turn out, we'll stand by your side, and we'll face it together.
Proxy, thank you. I feel better now. At the very least, I want to keep investigating. I'm not just going to stop here.
With the tension easing, it's time to discuss the plan going forward. Just then, the phone rings.
Sorry to disturb you at this hour. Did you go investigate that new hollow? How's it going? Oh, never mind. The client just shared a new location with me on Knock Knock.
They're pretty eager, huh? Which hollow is it this time?
No, it's not a hollow. If I'm reading this right, this location is Scott Outpost.
Scott Outpost? Isn't that managed by the Defense Force and White Star Institute? What's Grim Vulture up to?
It's Remembrance Day. Don't you recall what Aaron said before? They're holding an event right now, and the place will be open to the public.
So they're not trying to lure us into a hollow this time. What's the deal? Are they trying to taunt us?
Whether it's a provocation or a trap, I'm not missing any chance to face Grim Vulture. Proxy, will you go with me?
Yeah, I guess we might as well. The official commencement of the Remembrance Day has been scheduled for tomorrow morning, meaning ordinary citizens still cannot freely enter Scott Outpost today. Under arrangements, Charon spent the night at the store. The next morning... Wise, we'll be heading to the outpost with Charon soon. Did you rest well last night? That's great. After everything we've been through, I'm worried that you haven't had enough rest. Anyway, Charon's already waiting for you in the parking lot. I wonder how she's feeling now. Wise, please take good care of her when the time comes, okay?
Thanks a lot!
Yo, Snide Mercer. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Very much appreciated. Welcome in. Good morning, Proxy. Yes, I did. Sorry, Proxy, for losing my composure in front of you yesterday. I think I've gotten my mood back in order now. It seems I can't hide it from you, Proxy. I'm sorry, and I think I'm still struggling to process this sadness and unease. Not sure where I should go from here. I mean, therapist, maybe? Probably a good one. Yeah, you're right. Instead of continuing to suffer, it's better to reach out and grasp all the hope we can find around us. Maybe things will eventually change. Just saw the new follower goal, XCOM, never played that one before. Oh, it's a classic. It's one of my favorites. You know, with how much they have agents sleeping over, you'd think they would have set something up more than the sofa. Yeah, you would think. You would. But, hey. Maybe the reason they didn't is so they can be like, oh no, we've only got the 2 beds. I mean, I guess you could sleep on the couch, or, you know, maybe sleep in my bed? Maybe have sex with me or my sister? Or both, depending on what part of the internet you're on. Let's go, Proxy. Today we're attending Remembrance Day as ordinary citizens, so we can't carry any weapons. I suppose Grim Vulture wouldn't be foolish enough to make a move inside a military stronghold. Let's keep an eye out while we're there. I believe we should be able to find new clues. They're bang-booing, if you know what I mean. I mean, that is what the internet at large seems to think, is that these are 2 siblings who come from Alabama in this world. You arrive at Scott Outpost with Charon. Many citizens have come to Remembrance Day. It must be the relatives. For some reason, after coming here, Charon's been acting a bit strange. Proxy, can we explore this place later? No, it's nothing. Alright, I'll say it. It seems like there are some familiar faces here. I don't think I can face them. If I'm not mistaken, they should be the family members of my teammates. I don't know how I should face them. Well, you've got most of your face covered, so that's a good start. I know, but then it's a deal. I'll go and talk to him. Proxy, you don't have to say anything. Just stay by my side and give me the courage to speak. Bro, that's not gonna stay on that railing. You get like one stiff gust of wind and that thing is gone forever. Are you Alan, Acheron's brother? How did you know? Who are you? Wait, your eye cover. So you're Acheron's sole surviving teammate. I remember you. We met once after the fall of the old capital. After that, I didn't hear anything about you again. I never expected to meet you here. This plushie? It's Acheron's favorite plushie. She always kept it in the most prominent spot in her room. I brought it along here, as if bringing my sister's shadow to participate in Remembrance Day. I'm sorry, Mr. Allen. You don't need to apologize. I still remember one time when my sister came home excitedly, telling me that a shy new girl had joined the squad. That girl didn't speak much, but she was beautiful in battle, and she had a fat ass that was constantly moving. That was the happiest I'd ever seen her. What a weird thing to come home and tell your brother. Be like, yo, this shy new girl just joined. She's so hot when she fights. It's awesome. To her, you were a presence that inspired admiration and a desire not to fall behind. A beautiful soldier who gave her the drive to keep moving forward. You don't have to apologize to me. If my sister were here, she would surely say the same thing. No, she wouldn't, and don't call me Shirley. Please don't mind me too much. The Defense Force has made a lot of preparations for the Remembrance Day event. Please, take your time here. Wait a moment, that eye cover, that blonde hair, could you be my husband's, Styx's teammate? Styx, are you Mrs. Sally, Styx's wife? Would they be allowed to know their family members' code names? You would think that would be like, you know, kind of classified information. Yes, my daughter and I came to attend Remembrance Day. The last time I saw you was right after the fall of the old capital. I never expected to see you again here today. Your daughter, is this your daughter, Zeta? Mom, who is she? Zeta, this is your dad's comrade from the Defense Force. Every time he went to the battlefield, she would be there to protect him. To protect him? Comrade? If that's so, why didn't you protect my dad during the fall of the old capital? Why did you let him die and make him unable to come back to me? It's not my fault. He was distracted by the clap of my cheeks. Zeta! I'm sorry, I couldn't protect him. I'm sorry. Don't listen to what Zeta's saying. She doesn't understand. We've never blamed you. Please don't say that. Zeta, you can't say such hurtful things. Apologize right now. Why should I apologize? She survived, but Dad didn't. Isn't that the truth? If it weren't for her abandoning him, Dad could have come back safely. This lady should slap this kid. What a brat. I'd be like, yo, I got shot in the fucking eyes and passed out. I couldn't defend anybody, including myself. Miss Sally, I don't think she's wrong. Please don't think that way. I'll make sure to bring her to apologize to you later. I need to explain to her what really happened. I'm really sorry. Please don't let us keep you. Go and explore the Remembrance Day event for now. Please remember, all your comrades, including my husband, would want you to see the hope they left behind. Little bitch. My son, can you see me now? I'm doing well. My legs and feet are fine. I just miss you so much. Excuse me, are you... Cocytus? Cocytus's mother, Ethel? Oh, you are... Oh, I recognize you. I saw you once in the military camp after the fall of the old city. You're Cocytus's teammate, one of the survivors. I especially don't think the mom, this like old lady of somebody who died would be like, oh, you're my son Cocytus's teammate. Like, she'd be like, you would know him as this, but to me he will always be Johnny. I've been wanting to get in touch with you over the years to see how you've been, but I never heard from you. Didn't expect to meet you here at Remembrance Day. I guess this is fate. Mrs. Ethel, is your health still... I'm in good health, fortunately. Everything's fine, although I'm the only one left in the family. The pension from the government is enough, and I still have some years in me. I'm sorry, Cocytus, he... Child, you don't need to apologize. My son may appear carefree on the surface, but he's always felt so much pressure. One day he suddenly told me that he had found a companion who truly understood him. I believe he was talking about you. How could I possibly blame you, someone who helped my son? It's such a blessing. You, a kind-hearted, thick-ass lady, are alive and standing here today. I'm so glad. Mrs. Ethel, Child, don't worry about me. Since you're here for Remembrance Day, take your time to walk around and look around. I hope you find something meaningful. Honestly, this celebration seems like there's not anything happening. Like, it's just the military outpost as it is, but they put some candles around. Like, what do people do when they get there? To your surprise, many relatives of deceased Liar Squad members are here for the Remembrance Day event. Is this really just a coincidence? As you ponder this question, the relatives have gathered in front of Charon.
Miss, I'm sorry for being mean to you before. Mom told me you were protecting Dad until the very last moment before you passed out.
That's right.
I shouldn't have said you left him to die.
Yeah, feeling a little regretful about what you said? Huh? Asshole?
I'm really sorry. Zeta was really young when it happened, so she was too little to understand, and I haven't really talked about it. I hope she didn't upset you.
No, it's fine, but you owe me some money for my emotional damages.
No, she was right. If only I'd been strong enough to take down most of the ethereals. Maybe they wouldn't have ended up in that situation.
Oh, that's not fair. The old capital was falling. No single person's strength could ever be the deciding factor in the face of a disaster like that.
In spite of it all, you survived. If they were still here, I'm sure they'd see that as something to celebrate.
If they had also survived instead of, dying because you were a fucking coward.
I've always known the truth. I failed to protect them. A weakling like me survived, and the rest of them disappeared without a trace. This isn't solace. It's the worst possible outcome. That's something I can't face. I've never had the courage to tell you I couldn't protect your loved ones. All I can do is wander New Eridu, hoping to find some trace of them. Even after all this time, I still haven't accomplished anything. I'm sorry.
You really don't know us at all. This isn't the worst possible outcome by any means. Styx, my husband, and all his comrades who lost their lives, each one of them left behind their own legacy.
I know what she's trying to say, but that makes it sound like she's totally fine with him being dead. Like she's like, you don't know us at all. This isn't the worst possible outcome. I still get government payments because he died. It's fantastic. I don't have to work anymore and I get to raise my shitty daughter.
Just look all around you. Everyone standing before you is a legacy they protected that is carried on to this day. After my husband passed away, Zeta and I received survivor benefits. And with all the odd jobs I've been doing, we've managed to get to where we are today.
What I just said wasn't that different from what she just said.
Styx always wanted our daughter to study art, and Zeta's interested in it too. Now, that dream has become a reality. She just got accepted into the art school in Janus Quarter.
Mom and I have our tough days, but I often think of Dad's cheerful laughter, and that memory gives me the strength to keep pushing through. One day, it'll all pay off, just like it has now.
Thank you for always being by my husband's side, even at the very end.
Well, I suppose you must have heard about my condition from my son?
Ethel, Cocytus used to tell me about you. He often took leave or skipped work to earn extra money by part-timing, or to care for you when you were sick in bed.
That's not how I would have expected that to be pronounced.
Yes, that's true, but I bet he never told you my illness became so bad that I needed major surgery, and he worked his tail off to raise the money. Who would have thought he would pass before me?
So it's looking like New Eridu doesn't have that universal health care either.
I used the benefits from his death for the surgery, and that's the only reason I'm here today. In a way, his passing allowed my life to continue.
This is such a weird, They're all just being like, no, here's why it's good that they died. Like, especially in her case, it's like, yeah, your son died, so you got the money to have your surgery, and that's good because now you're alive. But also, you're old. If you died and your son lived, like, that sucks, but that is the natural, normal way of things. Like, it's way more of a tragedy to outlive your children.
Every time I think about it, I feel like I need to keep my body healthy and live a few more years. The sights I see, I believe he can sense them from somewhere far away.
Oh, sorry, dear. I didn't mean to make you feel bad since you can't see.
When I was too weak to take care of him, it was you and your comrades who stayed by his side. Thank you for everything that you've done for him.
As for me, well, I'm currently working as a fashion designer.
A fashion designer? Is that because of Acheron?
What? No. Why would it be? That doesn't make any sense.
It is. I'm sure you remember how much she loved beautiful things. She was always into fashion, so I decided to become part of that world. That way, she can always be with me. I admit I had no idea how fun fashion design could be until I actually gave it a shot. I wish I'd figured that out sooner. We would have had so much more to talk about.
Yo, Agramar45678. Thank you for following. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Ahoy to you too. Ahoy, matey.
Anyway, I'm planning to start my own fashion brand next year. She used to say that after retiring from the army, she wanted to pursue fashion design. I really want to carry on her dream. It feels like my life's purpose.
Ben is an awesome dude. I agree. I want Ben to show up in more stuff. I would like him to have a bigger part in one of these story things, but you know, I'm happy to have him show up whenever he does.
You know, she used
always
to talk
like to
about
see
you
my boy
when she came home for the holidays. How your rivalry pushed her to keep improving. So, thank you. I'm proud of my sister, and I'm proud of you too.
As you can see, all of us have made it to this day, carrying the will of those we loved. So please don't say they left nothing behind. They've always been a part of every pain and joy we've experienced over the years.
Lady, that's the problem. I didn't say they left nothing behind. I said they left you all behind. And they died, and that's the part that sucks. Like, alright, whatever.
Please remember, everything and everyone in New Eridu is only here today because you all risked your lives in battle.
This does make me wonder, though, how did she survive? She got shot in the eyes, passed out, and then was just left there. Like, the rest of them seem to have died, got eaten by ethereals or something, so, like, I don't know. Just saw someone did the conversion of a Switch 2 for those of us in Australian dollars. 700 for the console, 110 for a game. Jesus. That's rough, buddy. In the words of Zuko, that's fucking rough.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful to hear about how you're all doing and to listen to these words. I'm so glad I decided to come here on Remembrance Day.
Speaking of which, I wasn't expecting to see any of you. What brings you here today?
I could ask you the same thing, Ethel. Last time I asked, you said you weren't coming. I only came because I suddenly got a DM from Nathan. He
They're gonna
said
get
he
assassinated.
really wanted me to be here.
I'm here because of Nathan's message, too. He was pretty insistent, so I thought he'd be here. But I've been looking around for a while now. I still haven't seen him.
So it's the same for all of us. I responded to his message, but he never wrote back. Isn't that strange?
Sorry, but who's this Nathan you're talking about?
Nathan is Lethe's younger brother. Frankly, out of all of us, he's probably the one who wants to see you the most. He used to be part of the Defense Force himself, and...
Nathan, the creator of Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs.
The day the old capital fell, his
Wanted to
squad was
see you?
responsible for supporting the forces that had already entered the Hollow, which included all of you. He's told us that story so many times. When they saw how bad things were in that Hollow, some of the reinforcements called off their plans and pulled back. He tried to stop them, but there was nothing he could do.
He always blamed himself and wanted to find you to apologize. But the truth is, the reinforcements retreating was inevitable. Shortly after their retreat, headquarters issued the official order. We all lost someone in that disaster. And for a while, we resented the reinforcements for their decision. But over time, we came to understand it, and we eventually let it go. There was no avoiding casualties in that battle. In hindsight, it wasn't wrong for headquarters to prioritize saving their strength.
May I ask what the name of Nathan's squad was when he was in the Defense Force?
I mean, it seems like at a certain point they should have just sent in like a giant bomb, you know?
The Impera squad of the Obsidian Division. Is something wrong?
Nothing. It's just... I think I might have stumbled upon the answer I was looking for.
After 4 family members paid their respects and left, they continued touring on Remembrance Day. Charon stood there in a daze, seemingly having understood something. At that moment, a sound came from the open space in front of the outpost. It seemed someone had stepped onto the podium, and the citizens all gathered in the podium, preparing to listen to the person's speech. Dog, I don't know if they're just not taking enough time, or if these are, like, AI generated, but, like, there's a lot of grammar errors in these text parts. According to the schedule for Remembrance Day, it should be time for a representative of retired Defense Force veterans to give a speech. Looks like the speech is about to begin. I feel a bit concerned. Proxy, could we go over and listen to the speech for a moment? Sure, why not?
Is that Zoe on the podium?
Yo, Zoe on the mic.
Is she here to speak on behalf of the soldiers? A decorated veteran. That seems fitting. But I don't see Jesse or Aaron around. Didn't they come?
Everyone please, quiet down. Zoe, of Nemesis Squad, a representative of the veterans, will now deliver the Remembrance Day speech.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to stand here and speak on behalf of all of the soldiers of the Defense Force. Today, we gather to commemorate Remembrance Day, a day born from the tragedy of the old capital's fall. Many of us lost relatives or friends in the disaster, and I am no exception. Every member of my squad perished in that battle, leaving me as the only survivor. Losing the friends you cherish to the Hollow is a pain that never fades. It's a sorrow that will stay with us, now and forever. However, to the families of the fallen soldiers, hold your heads high with pride for your loved ones who gave their lives. They fought to the very last moment when the old capital fell. Death isn't the end, nor dishonor. It is their eternal medal. They gave their lives facing an unstoppable disaster, exchanging their sacrifice for the world we have today. In doing so, they fulfilled their duties as soldiers to perfection. Without the blood they spilled, Eridu would not have endured, and new Eridu would never have risen from the ashes.
Thank you for the stretch, Vulcan.
In honor of the wishes of the departed, look ahead, people of New Eridu. Our thoughts and remembrance of those who passed will be carried in every flicker of candlelight and in every bouquet of flowers.
Zoe's speech is met with a wave of prolonged applause. Yet, amidst the claps, she droops her head, her expression darkening. She stays silent, waiting for the applause to fade before lifting her gaze and scanning the crowd. Her eyes pause briefly on Charon, carrying a chilling aura.
My speech was meant to end here, but since you all seem quite engaged, please allow me to share a little more. The reason you all agree with what I've said is because it offers a way to step away from the pain. That's what the living do. They seek ways to ease the weight of others' deaths, so they can find a way to start over. This is the new Eridu of today. A huge disaster consumed the old capital, and the people who survived it keep saying things like, treasure the moment and start fresh to numb themselves, hoping to forget the nightmare. No one talks about the soldiers who gave their lives in Hollow Zero. No one asks why they had to die. The brave gave their lives battling the ethereal onslaught, while the weak survived.
Zoe needs to relax. I mean, this second speech is probably not going to go over super well.
This is a new Eridu, built by weaklings. Its order founded upon their way of thinking. Your applause makes me realize you all accept this logic. Each of you had loved ones who sacrificed their lives in the fall of the old capital. And now, you're thankful that someone has encouraged you to move on from them.
Like, she's gonna finish her speech, be like, you're all pathetic sheep. And everyone's like, yeah. What the hell was that second speech? Her first one was so good. What was that?
What meaning does the sacrifice of those who died have if you all choose to forget? Have you never thought about why your own loved ones had to die? And why no one is responsible for their deaths?
Miss Zoe, there's not much time left for your,
Open your eyes! I'm speaking to those who have lost loved ones! If death is the medal for the fallen, then pain is the cross the living must bear. If you fear its weight and run from the suffering, the soldiers will never find peace in their eternal rest.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think iced tea is gonna be enough. She needs like a Xanax or something.
To tear the wound open once
Some
again,
morphine.
so you'll never forget the searing pain. That's the real meaning of Remembrance Day.
Never let her cook again. Like, imagine you go to a cookout for Memorial Day and everyone's having burgers and hot dogs and it's like a fun, nice, friendly summertime. And, then somebody starts going like, what, you forgot? You forgot about your relative who died in World War II? Fuck you! How dare you sit here and eat food?
I don't agree.
Like, alrighty, chill,
Charon, I didn't expect you to be here for Remembrance Day. How are things going with your search? Seems like you have something to say.
I mean, bro, you got yourself caught so easy. If you just didn't do that, you'd be fine. But, like, there's only one other person who talks like a fucking maniac like that, and it's the person who assassinated everyone in the Hollow, so...
Among the people standing here, there's a woman who raised her daughter with the survivor benefits left by her husband. Another who's been able to carry on with her life thanks to the final efforts of her child. And yet another who's found purpose because of the influence of his late sister.
This is a really weird way to end this, though.
The will of the deceased lives on in every person here. The soldiers who died during the fall of the old capital fought for this. The future that their loved ones are making for themselves now. The old me might have agreed with what you said, but someone taught me that pain and hardship can lead to hope. They helped me see that hope could be inherited, not just destroyed when life fades. That's why I believe the departed didn't leave us wounded or with a heavy cross to bear, but with a melody. Each of us holds a harmonica that plays the melody of life. At first, it may sound awkward, But it will eventually flow smoothly, taking on our own style, until it merges with our soul.
I mean, Trigger, I was on board with you, but like, that doesn't make any sense. Talking about playing the harmonica of life, and everybody gets a harmonica, like, that's too much.
You seem quite certain about what you're saying. Tell me then, what kind of melody is left behind by those we've lost?
You can't have a band of like 6 people all on the harmonica. It doesn't work.
I'm not sure. I can't picture the exact melody, but I trust the answer I've chosen. And I trust everything I've seen and heard.
A vague and insubstantial answer, isn't it? I was right about you, Charon. From the moment we met, I knew we'd never really understand each other.
From the moment we met, I knew I'd shoot you.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Everyone, I apologize for taking up your time. My speech ends here. Please feel free to continue with your visit.
I think Zoe doesn't realize it's impossible to remember things 24/7. Well, also, like, her suggestion doesn't make any more sense. You know? Like, she's like, what are you all doing? You have to remember the sacrifice, and how dare you not be upset about it? And it's like, I mean, what do you want that would actually change it, though? Like, you're just gonna end up with everybody upset and still with nothing to do about it? Like, I don't know. I do agree, though, it's weird that Charon and, you know, the rest of the people are basically just like, no, it's good that he died. Now I have some money. Like, Zoe exits the venue without sparing a single glance back, leaving the audience and the defense force in a state of confusion. Charon looks thoughtfully in the direction she disappeared.
What do you think, Proxy?
I think that was definitely the lady, and you should go shoot her in the head.
Her demeanor and what she said earlier. Something was clearly off.
So he's like the boy who cried wolf too many times.
You mean about her real identity, right? Looks like we're on the same page.
I like that they basically just heard someone do a fucking Jonkler Society speech, and they're like, something was weird about the way her speech ended. Like, yeah, no shit.
Shielded by her identity as a decorated soldier, she seemed pretty confident that we wouldn't confront her directly on military ground, like at the outpost. She arrived so brazenly and left without a care. If I'm right about this, she'll be trying to contact us again in no time.
Just as she finishes her sentence, the phone rings again. Shepard appears on the screen as you answer the video call. He seems panicked and anxious to speak, but the moment he sees that you're in Scott Outpost, he swallows back the words and clears his throat instead.
Looks like you're a little busy, so I'll keep it short. The client just sent me a location via Knock Knock, along with a picture of several unconscious, tied-up individuals. I'll send you the location shortly. It should be an entrance to the Hollow in Port Elpis. At this stage, I don't have any further requests. My only hope is that you'll proceed with caution.
This is still so weird. Like, Trigger is part of the military currently. You'd think she would just go to her commanding officer or whoever and be like, yo, we got a rogue agent or a former agent who's trying to kill people. I need some backup on this so I can go deal with them.
A location with a picture of the hostages. Looks like Grim Vulture is losing patience and wants to put an end to all this.
Charon, what's your plan? No matter what you decide, I'll stay by your side till the end.
Charon doesn't answer right away. Instead, she takes out her harmonica and looks down at it as if she's trying to decide. In the end, she tucks her harmonica away.
I've made up my mind. Proxy, please accept my official commission. Help me venture into the depths of the Hollow to rescue the client and any other hostages. It's time to put an end to this.
This really is Ocarina of Time.
It's up to me to stop Grim Vulture. Stop her from crushing everything in front of her with that heavy cross.
We leave the Remembrance Day event with Charon and return to the video store. She cleans her firearm multiple times and keeps adjusting her breathing. The showdown's about to begin. Things start feeling a little hairy. I gotta whip out the kazoo. Exactly. Proxy, thank you for accompanying me this far. In the upcoming battle, Grim Vulture's likely already set up a stage filled with traps. We may need to brace ourselves for a tough fight. To be honest, there isn't a fully viable strategy. The opponent's a sniper and can keenly anticipate the timing and trajectory of each of my shots, dodging in advance. Entering the battlefield pre-prepared by such a formidable enemy alone, it's foreseeable that she will continuously occupy elevated sniper positions, relentlessly targeting us, while we will have very few opportunities to land a hit on her. Theoretically speaking, that's right. In a sniper duel, the one who fails to secure the best vantage point or exposes their position is always the loser. But I believe there's still a chance. In our previous fight, I could sense the pride and impatience of Grim Vulture as a sniper. Not sure where that impatience comes from, but that pride is definitely something we can turn against her. I believe she would never accept the idea of me surpassing her in sniping skills. If I can outmatch her at a critical moment, she'll lose her composure. That will be the only instant she exposes a weakness. Proxy, this is the strategy I've chosen. Grim Vulture may indeed be the superior sniper, but I will surpass her and make this strategy succeed. To win this battle, despite the overwhelming disadvantage, please entrust your back to me, Proxy. I need you as my companion to support me. Okie doke. I don't have a gun or any way of helping you, but I will sit around while you do everything. Yes, I will. I will protect you, so please also provide me with your guidance. You sure you don't want to call in one of your army friends?
I've got your back.
Want to see? How can I help? I'm here.
I am...
So sleepy.
Alright. Love that Ben changes Kaleda's ultimate and end of her attack combo. Yeah, it's super cool. I'd like for them to do more of those with other characters.
Confirmed. Let's keep moving.
But I guess if it ends up being just a Ben and Kaleda thing, you know, it's cool that it's something unique to them, I guess. That happened just at that moment. Yeah, I was just saying, I wish they would do more of those ultimate combo attack things, but it is cool. For the click stretch. Yes, thank you for the stretch.
Another communicator. It's a bad habit for a sniper to be so talkative.
Oh, really? I think it's rather good for my mental health to witness in real time how my target becomes desperate and gives up their struggle.
Lady, I don't think you have mental health to speak of. You have, like, the definition of mental unwellness.
Do you really still need to disguise your voice? I thought you didn't want to hide anymore, Zoe.
You're right. Seems there's no need for secrecy anymore. I, Zoe, the sniper known as Grim Vulture of Nemesis Squad, send you my regards.
What is with all of these villains having, like, just normal-ass names? Or, like, weird names? Like, Twiggy, Zoe, Hugo. They're all just, like, I don't know. It's so weird. It's just like, yes, it is I, Jonathan. You'd be like, okay, I guess.
Zoe. No. Grim Vulture. You, like me,
I mean, it's
were
kind
one
of
of the
fun.
advanced troops deployed to suppress Hollow
It's
Zero
just
right
weird.
after the fall of the old capital, right?
Like, I don't think it's necessarily bad, but it is weird. Like, imagine Avengers They're building up Thanos for the whole thing. Oh my god, no, what's gonna happen? The Hulk flies down through the Bifrost. He lands and he's like, he's coming. Philip is coming. And everyone's like, oh my god, Philip? Like, you'd be like, who the fuck is Philip? What is it, a normal dude is coming to attack me? 'Tis I, Burger King man.
Noct, Cartes, and Impera squad. So far, all the victims have been members of these squads. They were initially supposed to enter the Hollow to reinforce the advanced troops. Nemesis, your squad, lacking reinforcements, lost everyone except you in the fall of the old capital. You blamed their deaths on the absence of reinforcements and sought revenge on them. That's my conclusion.
You know, with the style of humor now in some of the films, that could happen.
Just like me. The fall of the old capital
Could.
left you entirely alone.
A sniper, the sole survivor, a mere pawn abandoned by the military. Don't you think we're very much alike? The Impera squad
Not
member,
really.
Nathan, the one you're searching for. He pleaded with me to let him go when I was about to kill him, saying he had to see you no matter what. That's how you caught my attention. I let him live to get all sorts of information on you. I was so curious about you that I even set a trap, disguising myself as a victim to get closer to you.
Oh my god, you're like so obsessed with me? That's like so weird and cringe.
It turned out we share the same story. We even got the same PTSD symptoms. After all these years, we still see images of our teammates before they died. It's impossible to erase them from our minds.
Listen here, Jonkler. We're not really alike because you're fucking crazy.
It's just, you use ridiculous fantasies to numb yourself, chasing after illusions of your squad mates. While I can't afford to be as naive as you.
It's like Mysterio in a sense, talks big. Yeah, she's definitely got the delusions of grandeur.
One night, when I was overwhelmed with the unbearable images of my comrades' deaths, vomiting and crying, I finally realized the meaning behind their appearance before me. They were pleading with me. Pleading for vengeance against those who abandoned us, begging me to destroy the repulsive, hypocritical new
She needs
order
a
of
hug.
New Eridu.
No, she needs a pop to the kidneys. Start with a hug, but like have the pistol behind your back, just like bam bam.
So, I carried on their will. I began kidnapping targets
She's killed
and
like
sniping them
10
in the
people.
hollow, watching as they became corrupted and died in despair.
Do you really think this is what they'd want?
What else? Would they want me to be like you, playing at a game of finding my missing squad mates, accepting their deaths when I'm done playing, and then forgiving the very enemy who killed them?
That'll still count as a hug, I guess. Yeah, what if that's how they did the death penalty? Like, you get a nice hug, and then while you're being hugged, they snipe you just right in the head. And, you know, you never know it's coming.
What a noble and virtuous gesture.
Not a bad way to go.
Forgive on behalf of fallen comrades, coexist with New Eridu's order, and live peacefully among cowards.
Bad way to go for the person who has to hug you. That would be not pleasant.
It's precisely because you and I are so similar that this hypocritical and cruel attitude makes it even harder for me to forgive you. After our first conversation, I was certain I must end your life myself to prove I'm right.
That's exactly what I wanted to say to you, too. Because we've suffered the same hardships, I can't accept the path of destruction you've chosen.
I feel like you know for a fact you're not right if you're like, I have to kill you to prove that I'm right.
Jesse, Aaron, Nathan, the client I've been searching for, and any other targets of revenge you've set your sights on. They all feel regret and struggle over the choices they made back then. But you can't see any of that. You didn't target the higher-ups who misjudged the situation. the dangerous ethereals who killed your comrades, or the ones responsible for the fall of the old capital. Instead, you went after the easiest targets. Grim Vulture, as a sniper of the Eridu Defense Force, you have failed in your duty. To preserve the will and hope left by my comrades, I'm going to put an end to your actions right here.
That suits me just fine. A sniper should let the gun do the talking. Make it to the deepest part of the Hollow alive, and I'll meet you with nothing but raw malice.
Make it to the deepest part of the Hollow alive, and I'll raw dog you.
Since you made it here, let me reward you with a few things you don't know.
Oh. Oh yeah, treasure.
Noct, Cartus, Impera, and many other spies.
Ether vision activate.
You know the reinforcements that were meant to back us up ended up deciding to retreat. Relying on a show of hands to vote, isn't that ridiculous? Our lives got in such an absurd way, like a kindergarten election for class monitor.
Jesse and Aaron, do you have them too? Or are they already?
Because of the
Ether vision
sniping?
activate.
You still care about them? Or should I say... It looks like I haven't made enough of a threat to your life if you still have the time to worry about them.
It's just like a battlefield.
Don't hesitate.
I'm in.
Why not leave their fate an unsolved mystery?
Adjusting for wind.
Normally that's more suspenseful, right? In any case, when you stumble into the underworld with your
Just like Twiggy.
filling out...
Rest in peace, Twiggy.
You got it.
The wind and rain are picking up.
Are they?
This extreme weather is perfect for sending you to your grave. No one will hear your screams and cries if you die.
You say that like there's anyone in the Hollow in the first place.
By the time the rain stops, I wonder, deep, you made it to the deepest part of the Hollow lined up. Ah! Such determination deserves praise! Now, time for the final showdown theory.
Sniper's Creed. One shot, one...
Sniper's cream.
What sniper would ever confront their enemy
Goes into my
head
coffee.
Quick shot.
Going the extra mile.
I prepared a little gift for you.
You should have worn a hard hat!
Yo, what up, Tiago? Welcome in. Just finished the new story. It was good, but also really sad. You're talking about what we're playing right now,
It wasn't easy luring it here.
I assume.
You can play with it for a while.
Hey, hey, hey!
Show no mercy.
And for me, I'll watch you from above.
Yeah.
Then
All
I'll
right.
put a bullet
Well, we're looking to finish it up here pretty soon, I think.
Recalibrating. The melody of combat.
Coming through.
Hit the core.
I told you, stay safe! Just try me! End of the line!
I'll pierce right through.
This weird build is actually working pretty well for all that disorder. Cutscene.
The real failure as a sniper is the one who's been forced into a corner, like you!
The wind. It's shifting.
I won't fall for your distractions so easily. What?
I
Hell
will
yeah.
surpass you with my own melody of victory.
Killer.
And let the wind be the opening notes.
Charon! No! Wake up! Charon! That's...
You'd think she would be wearing a bulletproof vest to begin with. Especially because pretty much all she's wearing is a vest. After the gunshot, the hollow falls silent once more, leaving only the countless biting raindrops attempting over and over to wash away the scent of blood that oozed from the wounds of the defeated, only to fail time and time again. The loser pays no attention to her mortal wound, only staring at the distant horizon as though salvation might be waiting there. Sometime later, the victor has climbed the steel and stands in front of her. They share their last words while the defeated still has the energy to converse. What is... There's something about that that's very weirdly written. Like, it feels like it's very directly translated. You know?
Just you? Where's your friend, the proxy?
That doesn't look like a mortal wound. What, like, shot there? I don't even think your lung is there. That's like... I think that would be a relatively fine place to get shot. Blood in my Hoyo game? More likely than you'd think. What's up, Valviant?
The proxy went to rescue the hostages. I want to speak with you alone. A sniper should always monitor the changes to their surroundings, factoring the environment into their tactics. Being blinded by the intent to kill and failing to take this into account was your downfall.
If I were Zoe, I'd be like, don't fucking lecture me. I'm gonna die. I can't use this information in like 10 minutes.
Didn't expect to be lectured by a youngster. What a disgrace. When my view was blocked, I realized you'd used the visual blind spot to reposition. So I adjusted my aim accordingly. But I still couldn't hit you.
Your prediction and accuracy were spot on. I was just saved once again by this. By both this harmonica and by my former comrades.
The harmonica thing is so weird.
Are you trying to say that this is destiny? That it's the will of my companions guarding me? I lost to the wave of ethereals, to the military's betrayal. And now I lose to your reckless actions, driven by some ridiculous fantasy.
Like, if one of the Sons of Caledon had a harmonica thing, that would make sense to me. It feels weird for her.
Your fantasy, your attitude, your very existence, and the outcome of this battle. They are the greatest denial and insult to my revenge.
Yet you're emitting a much calmer ether energy now. Almost as if you found relief.
My vision is fading.
Yeah, I'm dying, asshole.
I can't see my comrades on the brink of death anymore. My wounds are fatal, but I don't feel any pain. Relief. It's not such a bad thing.
Did you intend for me to kill you from the start?
Let me answer that question with a story. The first time I saw you was actually during the fall of the old capital.
Let me answer that question with a story. It all began in 1910. Trigger's like, okay, we don't need to.
My comrades were all dead, and the reinforcements the higher-ups promised before the mission never came. I can't even remember how long the fight went on. Ultimately,
She's just like
I had
Twiggy.
no choice but to retreat, failing to bring back my squad mates' bodies.
Yeah, see, that's... Well, I'll give my thoughts on it after we're done.
I made my way through one battle line after another. The advanced troops were nearly wiped out. But when I reached a certain front, a small squad of survivors called out to me. Few people can still stand after such severe corruption and injury, but all 5 of them were still fighting. They were protecting a girl who had lost her sight and fallen unconscious while searching for a way out of the hollow. They told me they were beyond saving, and if I planned to retreat, I must take the girl with me. I couldn't turn down the last request of a group of heroic soldiers about to die in battle. Your comrades entrusted your life to me. I was the one who brought you out of the hollow.
Which is why I'm trying to kill you now. Just to completely waste all of my time.
You already know what happened afterward. It didn't take long for you to leave the Defense Force after you came to. Just like me, I developed PTSD so intense that sometimes I couldn't even hold a normal conversation. But for me, the hardest blow was the death of my squad. To an orphan like me, they were family. If the reinforcements had kept their word and provided support, they wouldn't have died for nothing. Don't you ever have that thought?
To say I don't would be a lie. But I think deep down you know. From the moment we stepped into the Hollow, there was no way we were getting saved. Given how quickly the Hollow was spreading, and the ever-increasing number of ethereals, it would take the sacrifice of countless Defense Force troops to suppress it. It wasn't something that could have been accomplished in such a short time. The reinforcements would have only been a drop in the bucket. More sacrifices without results.
What's with that giant space after that "the"?
Canceling the reinforcements, sending the advanced troops to rescue as many civilians as possible to minimize casualties. I think most commanders would have made the same decision.
Objective and cold logic. I understand it, of course. But when you see members of the reinforcements living happy lives years later, can you still keep your composure? I couldn't. Even if the chance was minuscule, I wanted my squad mates to survive. But they turned that chance to zero, and still have the nerve to embrace a peaceful future. I can't help but resent them. By the time I realized what I'd done, I had already taken several lives. Nathan. When I tied him up and was about to kill him, he begged me to spare him, saying he had something to give you, no matter what. That was when you re-entered my line of sight.
Honestly, for how much she's talking, I don't know that she's even gonna die. Like, she has been going on and on.
I think I've said this before. We're very similar. Yet we have completely opposite beliefs. After meeting you, I became even more certain. In the face of suffering, I chose destruction, while you were destined to choose to protect. But you're still entangled in your obsession with your squad mates. If this continues, you'll eventually sink into a void of despair. Your hope is like a bubble, ready to burst at any moment. The version of you I want to kill is the complete one, who can firmly reject my answer. If you haven't found your answer yet, then I'll be the one to push you forward. I kill you, or you end me. Either way works. But after seeing your growth, maybe I'd prefer you to step over my body. That's the final answer.
She looks over, expecting Trigger to be, like, really moved, and Trigger's just like, I mean, I'm supposed to catch a flight after this, so can we hurry it up a little bit?
Why? Emptiness and doubt?
I don't know, I was just bored, I guess.
No matter how many targets of my revenge
Just felt
I
like
took
shooting
down,
ya.
nothing changed. Aiming my gun at former comrades, drowning in hate and rage, all it left was a hollow emptiness. But you're different. You've gained unconditional trust from the proxy. You have the courage to fight through my trap. And eventually, you'll have a melody that's uniquely yours. My belief has faltered. I finally remember. My squad mates were fools, just like you.
Doesn't even sound like she's in any kind of pain at all. She did for a little while, but, you know, I guess by this point she's probably kind of just gotten used to it. What's up, Smitzel?
You're right. They would never want me to become this way. I talk about carrying their cross. But in truth, I never carried their will. So be it. Take the hostage and go. A villain stained with the blood of others deserves nothing but a miserable end. I'm looking forward to how long you'll be able to protect those in front of your eyes.
Charon doesn't leave. Instead, she kneels beside Grim Vulture, picks up the bullet-marked harmonica, and begins playing a melody titled Homecoming. The melody briefly takes over the roaring downpour until you press A, I guess, and then it immediately stops. Reaching the ears of Grim Vulture, she lies bleeding out, barely clinging to life, only with enough time to have another 2.5-hour conversation. A faint glimmer appears in her empty eyes in her final moment. Also, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure a bullet going through the harmonica would fuck up the harmonica. Like, at least 3 or 4 of those notes now in the middle are gonna be totally fucked. You can't play them now.
It can still be played after taking a bullet. Impressive.
No, fucking bullshit.
This is my final melody.
Not impressive.
No matter how
It's
miserable
not how
I've
that
become,
works.
I'll still remember you. Remember we once shared the same path in life. But in the end, our paths diverged.
It's like if somebody took scissors and just snipped 2 strings off a guitar and they were like, now play it. You'd be like, well, I can't use those notes. That's a problem.
Your hatred has long twisted into sin. But if not for you, I wouldn't have learned how to hate, or found the true targets of my hatred. I used to know nothing. My teammates served as my teachers and taught me so much. And I think you must be my final teacher. You taught me, in the most intense way, what hatred truly means.
Really? So you found someone you want revenge against, too. That's good.
What? This is so weird. The melody of Homecoming plays on as the girl endures the agony of the ocular rejection, struggling to make the harmonica's notes rise above the sound of the rain. As the last note fades amidst the relentless downpour, the defeated one takes her final breath. So it really does, it hurts her fucking eyes to play the harmonica. Because that's when it happens every time. Okay. That was weird. You rescue the kidnapped people, leave the Hollow, anonymously report things to public security, and update the Shepherd on the situation. This series of tasks that need to be done after such an intense battle leaves you dizzy. You go to Port Elpis. Proxy, we've arrived at the port. According to Shepard, he, the client, and the rescued Jesse and Aaron should all be here. Let's go talk to him. Did she die? Do we know this? Some say she's still talking to this day. Oh, Proxy, you noticed, even though we defeated Grim Vulture, I still can't seem to let it go. Vulcan, what are those? Do you have, like, Christmas lights next to your name now? Is that like a... What is that badge? Clip the halls. They are Christmas lights. Huh. Alright. I was gonna say, they're either Christmas lights or they're, like, colorful butt plugs. Just as I thought, when the wind changed and the falling banner blocked her vision, she should have retreated, waited for her sight to clear, and then resumed sniping. If she had done that, I would have had no chance of winning. But her pride wouldn't allow her to take an action that implicitly admitted her tactics were inferior. She still chose to engage in a shootout with me despite the blind spot. But after realizing that she actually wanted to die, I started to wonder, was my course of action something she deliberately led me into? I would find a way to break her trap and create an opportunity for a reversal, and she was waiting for that moment, ready to test whether I'd truly surpassed her through a direct confrontation. I believe that was her intention. Not beating the allegations. I mean, you guys can think whatever you want. I'm just observant. Proxy, you told me that Grim Vulture once appeared here at the port, standing by the trash can on the wooden pier, gazing out at sea. What was she thinking back then, I wonder? Sorry, I was just talking to myself. You were not just talking to yourself, or you wouldn't have said Proxy. Let's go meet the client together. He's still alive and hasn't become another of Grim Vulture's victims. I suppose that's the best news we could have. Though I already understand that the client's true identity is not my teammate, and it may not bring the hope I've longed for, I still want to face him. Have you watched her character short on YouTube? It's adorable. I have not. I don't really watch any of the outside the game stuff. Which is kind of annoying because I know they put a decent amount of story things in there.
So you're the sniper from Liar Squad. It's nice to finally meet you.
And you must be the one who's been searching for me. Nathan, the younger brother of Lethe. It's good to see you safe and sound.
I thought she said she killed Nathan.
That's right. I'm sorry for causing all this trouble. I nearly cost you your life, becoming a target of a victim from the fall of the old capital. Maybe that's what I get, not helping my brother and the rest of the defense force back then. When the reinforcements decided to retreat, I spoke out against it. I had family among the soldiers already in the Hollow, but I didn't have the courage to take that step. The one that might have cost me my life. I'm sorry.
You don't need to feel regret
tried to
or
rile her up.
apologize. The outcome wasn't something you could have controlled. You cared deeply for Lethe, and even today you still think of him. To someone like him, who always cherished family, that's more than enough.
I swear to God, he's gonna give her a harmonica.
Thank you. I heard you've been searching for the members of Liar Squad all these years. I'm nothing compared to your determination. Thank you for everything you've done, but please stop the search. It's time for you to start living a life that's truly your own. I hate to say this as a family member, but back then, they were already...
I know. You don't need to say it. I've been drowning in a fantasy of my own making for years. But it's a fantasy that kept me from falling into the abyss. Nathan, Grim Vulture told me you have something you want to give me.
Just call her Zoe.
Is that why
you know that's her
someone
name.
to find me?
Yes. After learning about the bond between you and your squad, I knew I couldn't live with myself if I didn't get this to you. So I got on my knees and begged Grim Vulture, even playing this recording for her, hoping it would move her. Regardless of how things unfolded, what matters is that it wasn't destroyed, and I'm here, alive, to hand it to you.
I begged her, hoping it would move her, and instead she decided to hunt you like an animal. Nathan rummages through his jacket pocket and takes out a slightly worn tape.
I found this while going through my brother's belongings. It's been tucked away for years. There's a recording on it, and I think it's a gift Liar Squad made for you, but never had the chance to give you.
Thank you so much. Do you mind if I listen to it now with the proxies?
Belle and Wise are like, I mean, can we just get paid? Like, this commission's been a lot more than we were really hoping it was going to be, and I kind of want to go back home and have some dinner.
With me and Belle? We're honored. I thought we were just here to collect the commission fee today.
Go ahead. As for the commission fee, I'll pay it to you both shortly, so don't worry about that.
You know, it's no wonder Belle and Wise get caught as Faith in all the fucking time when they started out just meeting people face to face for their proxy shit. Nathan takes a step back. Karen looks at you, her lips seeming to tremble slightly. You gently hold her hand. Feeling the warmth and strength in her palm, she presses the play button. Yo, Wise adding another lady to his repertoire.
Hey, hello? Alright, it's a recording. This is a message from Liar Squad for our little sniper. Everyone ready? I'll count down. 3, 2, 1...
Congratulations on your 1000th day with Liar Squad!
Hey, you guys are totally out of sync. Captain, can we redo this? The anniversary gift has to be perfect.
That's our assault specialist, Acheron. She has a strong sense of aesthetics, prioritizing beauty in both combat and her daily life. She taught me a lot about makeup and fashion.
Oh, she won't care if we're a little off. Forget the re-record. Let's just get it done and order the cake. We don't want him to sell out.
This feels not like a military group at all.
That's our medic, Kakaitis. He's usually lazy and a bit of a smooth talker, but he's actually very capable and kind. He taught me a lot about unconventional negotiation tactics and ways of handling things.
You two, stop arguing during the recording. I've already ordered the cake. If you keep rambling, we really will have to re-record this. Cut the chatter already.
And that sticks. A reliable artillery specialist. He's the oldest in the squad. He loves sharing photos of his daughter and reminiscing about how he wooed his wife. The way he won her over inspired me a lot.
All right, let's all calm down. Wouldn't want to get on the captain's bad side. Captain, would you like to go first? We can edit or re-record whatever we need to.
That's our scout and engineer, Lethe. He's a bit self-conscious because of how his younger brother excels, and he's somewhat introverted. But he's actually very capable. He taught me sharp observation skills, calm execution under pressure, and how to make use of the environment.
Okay, thank you all for settling down before I completely lost my cool. It's fine. No need to cut anything or re-record. Let's just keep it as it is. Loud and messy, just like our Liar Squad.
That's our captain, who took me in and taught me how to play the harmonica. And the real Charon. I'll make sure to explain properly to you later, Proxy.
As you've heard, this recording is a little gift from the 5 of us. How time flies. When I brought you into the squad about 2.5 years ago, you were just a shy kid who blushed whenever you talked to someone.
It's so weird to be talking about, like, the sniper of your squad this way.
Over these 1,000 days, you've really worked hard to keep pace with our fighting rhythm. You've done incredibly well. In the last mission, your successful sniper kill of that high-risk ethereal really helped Acheron a lot. I hate to say it, but yeah, I went too far in last time. Thanks for getting me out of that mess. Just this once, I'll admit, your moves were more elegant in that fight.
And not just that fight. Ever since you became a quicker shot and learned to adjust for wind speeds on the fly, we've been taking fewer and fewer hits. Makes my job way easier. So, cheers.
You often worry about not doing enough. But in these 2.5 years, you've absorbed everything I know about stealth, reconnaissance, and tactical countermeasures. Trust me, you'll become an incredibly skilled sniper.
Having you covering us from the rear makes every fight feel safer. But you still have a lot to learn about socializing and romance. When peace finally comes to Eridu, leave us and live your own life.
Where did that come from? She's not leaving us. Even if she retires, she'll move into my house and I'll spoil her with loads of beautiful clothes. We can talk about living alone in 10 or 20 years.
One of the trigger shorts shows what they look like. Okay.
Sorry, I got carried away. Anyway, you're talented and hardworking. Over these 1,000 days, you've opened your heart to us and even encouraged us in return. Having you as a comrade is a blessing for all 5 of us.
This is also such a weird thing to celebrate. Like, it's not like, oh, you've been with us for 3 years or whatever. It's like 1,000 days. It's very specific. And it's like almost 3 years, but not.
But I have to say one thing.
I'd probably just wait.
You're always so sensitive and kind. Every time you see us get hurt, you look like you're about to break. Has our squad motto, having each other's backs, become too much of a burden for you? I get how you feel. When your squad mates trust you with their backs, your first instinct is to protect them, right? But that's not the way it should be. No one can shoulder everything alone.
Wasn't that the point of having each other's backs, is that not one person has to do all of it?
Don't try to carry everything on your own. Choosing to fight on the battlefield is my resolve. Feel it. Share yours with me. And when it's your turn to watch my back, I'll give my all to honor it too.
As long as you fight with all your strength, there's no such thing as failing to protect something, because your will and our will is preserved and carried on in other ways.
But don't let that weigh on you. Try to trust in us, just like we trust in you, no matter what.
I've struggled with that kind of thinking myself, but I eventually made my way through it. All this talk of camaraderie, of keeping each other safe, it's like a harmonica melody scoring our time together. Even when things change, our tune will go on, and that's enough.
Exactly.
Oh my god, man.
Honestly, I'm sometimes terrified. Afraid that someday
These are the most long-winded military people I've ever heard.
That's why I wanted to record this message.
No wonder Zoe talked for like an hour and a half before she died.
Please, don't try to bear everything alone. Maybe you can start relying on us more, fully entrusting your vulnerable side to us. Our will has long been intertwined with yours. We're comrades. This is getting way too sentimental. It doesn't feel like me anymore. Anyway, we just want to see you trusting your comrades enough to share your burdens, even if it isn't us.
How did this start as like, hey, congratulations for being with the squad for 1,000 days, and then it turned into like, hey, you really need to share your burdens with us. You need to, you know, treat yourself kindly, and what the fuck is that? Be like if someone's like, happy birthday, and we really need to talk about your drinking problem. You'd be like, could you not have like kept these separate in some way?
Finally, we'd like to give you the song that's closest to us. If what we've said is hard to understand, just feel it through the music. Please, enjoy my masterpiece, Homecoming.
The old cassette plays a familiar tune, its sound crisp and clear as though it were recorded just yesterday. When the music fades, the tape goes silent. You turn to the woman who calls herself Charon as she desperately wipes away uncontrollable tears. The harbor wind ruffles her hair, and then at last she lifts her head.
Proxy, do you remember? I was once terrified of seeing the look on their faces.
Of course. Can you see them clearly now?
Yes, crystal clear. As if I've returned to the exact moment of parting. So this is our last glance. This is the answer you wanted me to find. Thanks, guys. For everything.
They died to that. I've killed that thing in the hollow like 50 times. After meeting with Nathan, you spend a long time with Charon at Port Elpis, letting the sea breeze wash over you. You don't say a word because you both know it'll be soon time to part ways. As the temperature begins to cool, you head back to 6th Street.
Proxies? No. Lies. Belle. I've troubled you two a lot these days with my personal affairs. Words can't describe what you've done for me.
No worries. Honestly, my brother and I have been a bit lost recently. Meeting you, though, well, it feels like we've known each other forever. Doesn't it, Wise?
What are you talking about we've been a bit lost? We just started up 2 different businesses and we've been working on them. We're not lost. That's just what we're doing.
Yeah, we've learned a lot from you too. If nothing else, spending time with you really cheered us up. Perhaps we've always shared the same resolve.
I can't imagine how this would have cheered them up. This would have been so much more depressing. They're like, yeah, we're starting our proxy business, this'll be great. And then your first thing is to, like, hunt down a serial killer from the military? I wouldn't be like, yeah, what a good time. I'd be like, Jesus fucking Christ, is this what our life is gonna be now?
Yeah. When I was trapped in self-doubt, unable to get out, I'm glad you were there with me. You're right. We've already entrusted our backs to each other as comrades. And because of that, because we are comrades, please, hear me out. Maybe you've already noticed. I'm sorry, but I've been keeping something from you. Charon isn't actually my codename. As I mentioned before, Charon was my captain's codename. When I met both of you for the first time, I didn't want to tell you my codename, because I thought someone who couldn't protect their squad mates had no right to one. So I lied.
So instead you stole someone else's?
Captain Charon was an orphan like me, with no family to mourn her. I've been using her codename because I may be the last person in the world who still remembers her. But I understand now. If I want to keep moving forward, I can't keep hiding behind a lie. My true codename is...
You don't have to tell me right now.
Charon, at the harbor, Nathan spoke to you privately. Was he offering you a chance to return to the Defense Force?
Yes. He said he still has a friend in the Defense Force who's currently forming a new squad. And if my goals align with theirs, I could consider joining them.
So, what's your decision? Where will you go next?
After everything that's happened, I think I do share the same goal as that friend of his and the new squad they're building. So I'll head back to the new Eridu Defense Force and keep chasing my new goal with a new team.
Your new goal... Is it to look further into the fall of the old capital?
Yes. My encounter with Grim Vulture has made me realize this should be the true form of my vengeance. I'll uncover the real culprits behind the old capital's fall and make them pay for their crimes. If the ferryman who leads me to the truth demands a price, I'm willing to wager my life.
I get it, just like Chiron.
I have a gut feeling the masterminds will reveal
In
themselves
Greek
again
mythology.
soon. To protect the city my comrades cherished and sacrificed their lives for, I won't allow such a tragedy to happen again. By letting the will to protect guide my hatred, I now have a clear aim toward the truth.
That's what I thought. If that's the case, then for now, we shouldn't learn your true codename, nor entrust our backs to one another.
Are you saying we're on opposite sides?
Hell yeah. Square up.
No. We might walk different paths, but those paths will lead us to the same destination. It's just that, for now, we can't say any more than that.
We may have made a terrible mistake meeting you in person and using our real names for this illegal underground work.
To be honest, after facing an enemy as ruthless as Grim Vulture, we're reminded of our own powerlessness. Watching you fight back, almost losing your life to a bullet. That feeling. We're nowhere near strong enough to protect you. And we're not strong enough to open up about our pasts either. Sorry.
And then, years later, still not ready. Have not done any training, no combat. Without a second thought or hesitation, Charon takes hold of each of your hands and brings them together at her chest.
If this is your slightly selfish principle, I'll respect it. You were once my proxies, and I'll keep this memory locked away as something I cherish.
So she just, like, grabbed both their hands and was like,
If, as you say, our
here you
destination
go,
is the same,
as a parting gift.
then we should continue on our separate paths, striving to grow stronger. The next time we meet, I'll reveal my true codename.
Yes, you can feel under the vest. You've earned it.
I hope we can become true comrades. I want your presence to forever remain in the melody of my life.
Yes, it's a promise. We'll cross paths once again, Charon.
You watch the woman who calls herself Charon walk farther and farther away. A Defense Force soldier waits for her at the end of her path.
Hello. I'm the sniper from the former Liar Squad of the Crystal
God.
Barrel Division, recommended by Captain Nathan, originally of
There's
the new Era
so
Defense Forces Obsidian
much
Division,
talking.
Impera Squad.
I feel like I've played for like 15 minutes and I've just been watching this story unfold for like 4 hours.
Yeah, I heard about you from my superior. You're the one who dealt with the serial murders targeting the Defense Force, right? Well, the new Eridu Defense Force is ready to welcome you back. Let me confirm a few details before taking you to base. Which squad are you applying to join? And did you have a code name during your previous service?
I'm applying to join the Obsidian Division's Oval Squad. As for my codename,
My codename is Zenless Zone Zero.
Trigger. I was
Then,
Trigger
like the big
of Liar
splash
Squad.
screen, the credits roll. Everything has come to an end. Wise, do you think we'll ever see Charon again? Yeah, probably. I'm looking forward to it too. Hope we can get stronger and reunite. After hearing Charon and Grim Vulture's stories, I can't help but feel a bit sad. Wise, if we also encounter enemies, what would you do? I don't care. It sounds like something you would say. After everything that's happened, I feel pretty exhausted. Yeah, I bet. Oh my god. Finally. Okay. So here are my thoughts on that. Overall, I think the backstory she has is interesting. I think it's not a bad story. However, I think putting it right after Soldier Zero and B's story, where like it was like exactly the same thing. It was like, oh, my squad died and like there's one resentful member of the team left, you know? Like, I think that was a bad idea, putting them right after each other. But also, I mean, God, there was just so much talking in that. And most of it wasn't like again, I think if it hadn't been one after the other, like right away, it would have probably been alright. But like we just heard that whole thing from Twiggy, the same thing, being like, I'm the one who sees life for what it really is, fuck you, you know? So overall, I think it was not bad. I think it could have been placed better to make that not as, I don't know, not as tedious, I guess I would say. And those are done, so I think that's all of it. Although, wait, did I ever do that for A and B? Yeah, okay. Okay. I think that is probably a good place to call it. I don't really have enough to do any meaningful polls. But we've got 20 days to try and pull for her, so I will earn some more polychrome and do that in my own time, probably. Alright. So, thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. Everybody who followed, thank you so much. Friday, we are having a special guest for the channel. We're going to be doing some repo. And, yeah, we'll have 3 to 5 people playing, depending on who all is available. But it should be a good time. So, be there for that. And now, let's find somebody to raid. Let's do somebody who's playing this game. Alright, this is somebody I can raid. This was somebody that I was, meant to play with in that, collab that, Joshua was doing, that big Bang Boo Fall Guys tournament thing. So let's raid this person. All right. So, like I said, thank you all so much. Very much appreciate it. Remember, if you're looking to get a print, they are on the website. And, yeah, comment on Reddit or, Hoya Lab or Twitter or Blue Sky for a chance to get one for free. Thank you all. See you Friday.